Warning. You are entering Open Lines Friday. For today anything goes. Thank you for your cooperation.
Listos pe los chingazos. Listos pe los chingazos.
I'm gonna bring the whole fucking diseased, corrupt temple down on your head. It's gotta be biblical.
Welcome to our show.
All right, this is King Butcher. Welcome to BDA Boxing, the boxing debate arena. It's Friday, so it's Open Lines Friday. Anybody can join via Discord. The link is in the description. The link is in the chat. So let's get this party started. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Super Sardonic, Kane Mack, Knockout Net, Antonio Hernandez, LL, Baron Evola. Who else do we have here? Knockout Net, yeah. Thane, Bacarian, So Passive, Dark Hado. All right. Guys, we have a fight tomorrow, Lomachenko versus Kambosos. I'm not taking down predictions for that fight because I think most of us agree that Lomachenko is going to win that fight. But we are going to talk about it if you guys want. I'm going to focus, though. I want to focus on Fury versus Usyk. That fight's coming up next week. So, fuck, man. That's a historical fight. I want to talk more about that shit. But also, remember, guys, we can talk about anything that's related to boxing. All right? All right, we got BDA here. Let's get this party started. BDA. Name is BDA.
Hello.
Yeah.
How are you?
Yeah. I'm good.
That's my telephone voice. Anyway.
Yeah. No, so, I mean, do you want to talk about Lomachenko against Kambosos? I'm not really interested in that fight. Some people are saying there's going to be an upset. I don't know if they're joking, though, in the chat.
Well, I mean, look. Here's the reality with Vasily Lomachenko is he's 36 years old. And his style, believe it or not, man, his style is not going to age well. It's a style that's dependent a little bit on physical talent. That's not to say that he's technically inefficient. He is technically proficient, but he bounces around a lot. You know, it's about the angles and all that. And then on top of that, he hasn't been the most active fighter in terms of volume. Although he did throw a lot against Haney. That's a misconception that you hear from some Haney fans. Like, he started too early. No, man. Right off the bat, second round, he was already upping the pace. But, you know, a guy like Crawford, who's the same age, 36, I think his style's going to last longer because he has superior punching power. He can end fights with one shot. Lomachenko doesn't do that, not at 126. And, you know, Steve Kim was asking the question on the 3 knockdown rule is, does Lomachenko still have it? Because you can still have the talent, the physicality, the physical components, but if mentally you're not there anymore and you don't want to push it anymore, you don't want to push the pace or whatever, that could be a killer, career killer in there. And Kambosos, like I said, he's a bit limited himself. He has no guard. He doesn't know how to put pressure. But he does enjoy it when guys go to him. When guys take the first step against him, he wants to be a counterpuncher, and that's what Lomachenko does. He puts the pressure. He pressures, and so maybe that could play into Kambosos' hands. Kambosos does have good hand speed. He's younger than Lomachenko. He's got a big right hand. I mean, to say that Lomachenko just beats him easily, I don't know, man. Especially after a year off.
Well, is Lomachenko all there mentally? I saw the Wayne. I think it was a Wayne, but anyways, they were staring at each other. They were stare down, and it was intense. And I'm thinking Lomachenko doesn't need to do this. You know, the whole stare down thing. but he was still doing it. I think he was trying to pump himself up.
I don't know, man. Look, listen, like I said in the last episode, this guy won everything in the Olympics. I mean, in the amateurs, Olympic gold medalist twice, 3-division world champion, pound for pounder. And I think at this point, it could go both ways. It could be that, yeah, he's tired after accomplishing all of that, or it could still be that he still has that same fire that pushed him to accomplish all of that in the amateurs and the professionals. That might still be there. He might be thinking, you know what? I'm not 40. I still have a little time left to get things done.
That's right. Could be that. And by the way, Protectorate General says Kambosos overperformed in that Lopez fight. A lot of people consider Kambosos Buster Douglas 2.0. And Earl Stevens says Lomachenko's last run for undisputed. I mean, definitely. We're talking about the age factor. He's old already, if you think about it. For a lightweight, for sure.
Absolutely.
If anybody else wants to jump in, we have Frank Bay and Never Sobers.
They don't want to jump in. Well, I'm still talking.
I can't. Sub BDA, Bucho, Sobers.
What's up, Frank? Sub BDA, Sub Bucho.
You know what, man? This Lomachenko Kambosos is a perfect example of boxing politics. You got Kambosos, who probably got beat by Maxie Hughes, get a title shot, and then Lomachenko, who they said hasn't been in a title fight wasn't a title fight in like 5 years, and he comes right back and gets a title shot. So it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, these titles don't mean. That's why I keep telling people these titles don't mean squat, man. It's about the opposition. And I was watching some people go. Somebody was denigrating Tank Davis, and one guy goes, 3-division world champion. Champion. He's a titleist. Anybody can get a title. Look at this fight tomorrow, to Frank's point. But I also wanted to point out what you guys said about the Kambosos Lopez fight. You know, people, especially the Haney fans at the time, were like, Lopez lost. And you look at Lopez's face, and yeah, he got beat up. But then you look at Kambosos' face. It's not like he walked out. It's not like he schooled Lopez for 12 rounds. He took his share of shots. He almost got knocked out in the 10th round or 11th round. Remember, Lopez dropped him. So it was a very competitive fight. So the Kambosos' best wins have always been relatively competitive. It was a close fight against Lee Selby. It was a close fight against what was the guy's name again? The guy from the TMT. Mickey Bay. Yeah, it was a competitive fight. Then the Lopez fight was razor thin, and then he got schooled by Haney, who's not even all that, as we now know. So, it's in theory, Lomachenko should beat him, but then again, it's dependent on whether he's there mentally and physically.
Oh, well, I don't know. I always thought, even before the fight, if you guys remember, that he beat a compromised Teofimo.
Compromised? How was he compromised?
Oh, he had a hole in his esophagus, right?
No. Whoa.
Oh,
no,
okay.
he had I think he was like sick or some injury, and then he was going through a midlife crisis in his early 20s. Excuse me.
Okay, that I can believe, but the whole thing with the heart thing, that was bullshit. They never came back. They never brought it up again.
Well, I mean, statistically, divorces, men usually take the big L.
No, I know. That I could believe that. That happened. Whatever, that could have been a cause. But the heart. What were they claiming? He had a heart problem. That was
bullshit. Yeah, some shit like that because of the corona, right?
Oh.
It was a hole in his larynx or something like that. So it was respiratory.
They never talked about it again.
Well, the doctors, that's the amazing thing is because they actually got a doctor to sign off on that and say, oh, yeah, he had that and he could have easily died. Well, my thing is this. The reason why I call BS on that and why it's highly probable that they might have gotten a doctor to go along with it, even though it's a sham, is the fact that afterwards, Teofimo Lopez Sr. said, oh, yeah, my son, he couldn't breathe properly before the fight. He couldn't breathe, but he never brought that up during the fight. He actually asked him, what the hell's wrong with you? So why would you ask him what's wrong with you if you already know there's something wrong with him? Supposedly,
exactly.
days prior,
he would have said, is it your heart? Is it or something?
Yeah.
He fucked up, man. He had an off night. That's what I think.
Yeah,
he
it's
just
an off
fucked up.
night.
Didn't prepare, and his dad's a shitty trainer and shouldn't be in
That's
the
what I'm
corner.
saying. Is Lomachenko cannot have an off night against Kambosos because an off night against Kambosos could get you a loss.
And exactly. Kambosos was on fire.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. I don't think he's going to lose to. I mean, it's a mismatch. It's going to be easy work for Loma, even at his age. It's not. Come on, man. This guy, he lost every single round against Devin Haney. He lost, and arguably he lost his last fight too. I mean, he looked like shit. This guy's. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what he's doing at this level. He got lucky. That's it. He got lucky. It's like Buster Douglas post Tyson doing relatively okay with another guy. That it's so weird. I don't know.
Well, can I say something about that? I remember before Lomachenko's return against Nakatani.
Sorry, somebody needs to mute. Please mute your mic if you're not talking. There's a lot of background noise.
Yeah, Justin, please mute your mic, man. There's a lot of background noise.
All right, I gotta mute the guy. Go ahead, B.
The before Lomachenko had that injury against Lopez, and then they had the surgery, and when he came back against Nakatani, I remember in our panel we were asking, is he going to be the same? Blah, blah, blah. He should beat Nakatani, but it's depending on how he looks. Blah, blah. And it's always the same question now with Lomachenko. So he might have just end up schooling Kambosos. Maybe becomes the first guy that stopped him. I don't know. Then.
Anyways, yeah. What if he stops him though? Does that tell us something? Does that tell us that Lomachenko's still very dangerous? Go ahead.
You know what? Lomachenko is one of the most hated fighters in boxing. You know, a whole group they hate Loma because they called him White Jesus. Remember, this was Max Kellerman's favorite fighter. They said he was the next greatest thing. And my question is he overrated or is he rated correctly? I think he was. Is he still on pound for pound? I remember even after losing to Haney, they still had him on pound for pound. But it looks like top.
I know some of our listeners still have him in the pound for pound because they claim that he never lost. Officially he lost, but unofficially they didn't see him losing to.
I mean, I feel the same way, but it would be nuts if I went around saying that. But I feel the same way. I don't think he lost that fight. I don't think anybody on this panel thinks he actually lost to Haney. Come on.
So it's okay to put him in your pound for pound list? Is that what you're saying?
I mean, I would. I never had Haney up there. That's for sure.
Well, my question was, they hailed him as White Jesus. Max Kellerman, all the pundits. They said he's an all-time great, and it's like, is he an all-time great? I mean, this last run is going to probably set the standard for where we finally roll Lomachenko.
I mean, he did accomplish a lot of things that were pretty impressive, right?
Yeah, I would say the same thing.
And then
far more impressive than anything Devin Haney's ever done.
Right.
I mean, can I just say something?
I don't know what the
that?
White Jesus thing is, though. I mean, was he better than
people forget? People because again, we have. It's always about what have you done for me lately. That's the thing we remember last or more recent. In our most recent memory of Lomachenko is that he took an L on paper. But people forget, man, that 2014, that 2015, 2018 period was about, 2 years, man, 2.5 years. He was on a rampage. He looked unstoppable. And then when Rigondeaux went up in weight, people actually thought, I mean, nowadays people like to turn it around. He was too small for Lomachenko, but Lomachenko didn't muscle him around. He didn't fight him like Tyson Fury did to Deontay Wilder. He outboxed the guy, made him quit mentally. He broke a 2-time gold medalist mentally, and people forget about that. There were a lot of people picking Rigondeaux.
I mean, listen, BDA. People forget that also when he made Nicholas Walters quit, that guy was knocking people out left and right. He was one of the most feared guys, and he fucking made Nicholas Walters quit. Like, who does that? No one was doing that shit. So this is what you get when you're a little bit more active and you have consecutive wins in a short amount of time. It's not spread out. So people are used to people fighting once a year, and it's spread out. And these are the contributing factors for the reason people easily forget how great this guy was in his prime.
The thing with Rigo though. The thing with Rigo though, he moved up, got his ass beat, never went to that same weight class.
True. Wait,
You know, they say it's not how you start, it's how you finish, and everyone's going to remember how quick he fell off.
Well, he never started well in that weight class to begin with.
Didn't start
yeah,
well.
but I mean, it's true that
He was pound for
Lomachenko
pound.
came down, but at the same time,
Yeah, not in that weight class though.
right. But it's, I mean, I can understand that, but Lomachenko was still a small guy. He's still a small guy. He's very small. He's like, he should be a featherweight, in my opinion.
Yeah,
You have to remember those
forgot that
Cubans as well. That when he fought Lomachenko, he might have been about 48 years old. You know those birth certificates of Funky in Cuba.
Yeah, no, I understand. Listen, I don't think Lomachenko's great because he beat Rigondeaux. I even forgot about that fight. To me, it's not even that important. I think Lomachenko's other accomplishments are what make him great. The Rigondeaux win, to me, nah, it's a good win.
That's more of an asterisk.
Yeah, but it's not like he was so much bigger. You know, it's like this wasn't like some. I don't know. I'm trying to think of a fight where like the guy was much bigger than his opponent.
This wasn't Canelo versus Khan.
Yeah, exactly. Canelo Khan, let's say. Yeah. No.
Hey, but can I say something?
And by the way, just one point. If you look at that fight, Lomachenko-Rigondeaux, it's not like Lomachenko bulldozed the guy, pinned him on the ropes, used his weight. He bitch slapped him.
That's what I said.
That's what I said. He smashed him up. I disagree.
But can I say something before? I don't know if we're going to get into this later, but I might be leaving, so to let everybody else talk, I'll shut my mouth. But I just want to address the pound for pound thing, because Ring Magazine finally put Naoya Inoue number one pound for pound. ESPN, though, they still have Crawford number one. I think Boxing Scene as well. And Boxing Scene actually came out with an article saying Inoue getting dropped is what keeps the discussion going. And I'm thinking, well, wait a minute. So this is what they're saying. And these other people are repeating the same thing on Twitter. Well, he got dropped. Inoue got dropped. Yeah, Crawford didn't get dropped. You know why? Because he hasn't fought in over 9 months. How can a guy not fight in over 9 months and still retain the number one spot?
Wait. Didn't he get dropped by Mean Machine? They called it a slip?
Yeah, he did.
Let me finish with this. Let me say this. I've said it before and I'll repeat it. Terence Crawford has some sort of psychic and sexual hold on the populace, a lot of the populace, because here's the thing. Bob Arum recently came out and said that that he would be willing to work with Crawford again, and that there's no ill feelings or ill will in between them. Now let me say this. Bob Arum has gotten into it with people for less than what Crawford did to him. Let's remember, Crawford threw Arum under the bus right after the Porter fight when they were in the ring interviewing him, and he said something along the lines of, "These guys can't get it up for me. I'm leaving." Right in front of Bob Arum. Then he cost Bob Arum money. I mean, you cost a guy like Bob Arum money, he'll try to kill you. And number three, he then tried to sue them and said that they were racist. After all that, Bob Arum has no ill will. I'm telling you, Terence Crawford has hold on, let me finish. Terence Crawford has some sort of hold on people, because then after his Errol Spence victory, he went around, people wanted to wrestle him. There were plenty of people on Twitter posting videos of them wrestling Crawford, getting pinned by Crawford in front of their wives on top of that. And they're like, "Oh yeah, Crawford, he pinned me in front of my wife." And I'm thinking, there's something weird going on with Crawford, man. I've never seen a guy be giving this many, I don't know what to call it, this much leeway as Crawford has.
Well, he's a free agent. That's the beauty of it. You can do what the fuck you want.
Well, he's been hated for the past 5 years by the other crowd, by the the PBC lovers. So I don't mind it. They've been hating on.
Oh, you mean Black Lives Matter?
Yeah,
he's talking about the LGBTQ plus community.
No, but it's a thing that BDA brings up here. Like, so they're taking points away, deducting points from Inoue because he got dropped. But that guy's fighting consistently. Crawford hasn't fought in a year, I think, now at this point.
And by the time he fights again, it'll be over a year. It'll be a year and a month.
In a year, I think, now at this point.
Exactly.
By the way, who's that? Baby Uno, you should meet your... There's background noise. Okay, no, it's fine. Anyways, it's going to be a year and 1 month, you said? That's a lot, man. That's a lot. Is it still...
No, my bad. It's just going to be a year. It's a year. It's going to be a year.
Still. Like, he's fighting this guy that... Okay, he's...
Yeah, it's weird because the guy just became champion. I'm like, and they're just saying, "Oh, he's the best 154 pounder." I'm like, we don't.
No,
know
he's
that.
not.
No,
we don't know that.
Wait, guys, who's the best 154 pounder officially?
Jermell technically is.
Exactly.
But he's doing whatever the hell he's doing.
No, I disagree because
he's a champion. Doesn't matter. He's a champion. He doesn't matter if we agree or disagree. He's a champion. He's a lineal champion still.
He's still They have to beat him in order to see how the division goes.
It was pretty clear that Tim Tszyu was the man.
I agree to that.
He lost. He just lost against Fundora. So I don't know.
I said was.
Oh, but
I
mean,
he said was.
Didn't Fundora fight Tim Tszyu again?
Yeah, they need to rerun it. I want.
You know what? I don't know if he was.
Supposedly they are, but then that Lukowitz fucker said that he's got other plans for him, and they're stripping him
because guys,
I think they already stripped him of the IBF already too.
Yeah,
I don't know why. Like, what was the point of that fight if you're going to strip this motherfucker after just winning the belt? The whole thing smelled like horse shit to me, man. It was such a fucking setup. It was such a fucking setup, dude. It pissed me off so much.
I actually have something. Hello?
Yep.
Yes. So I actually have something to add about the IBF stripping. We have to remember what happened when Crawford won undisputed and light welterweight class. He won undisputed, and right away the IBF immediately wanted him to go in an immediate defense against the guy whose name was the Samurai from Russia.
Yeah, they wanted him they wanted him to defend his side immediately against Sergey Lipinets, but he vacated and moved up.
It's pretty standard procedure for boxing. Like, you remember when Pacquiao went up to 135? Do you remember who he faced? David Diaz. You know, there's hardly a legendary name.
Yeah, and then
but you gotta like let Crawford adjust to the weight class. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we have.
You gotta let him test the waters up there.
He's getting older too. He's getting older, so he's gonna be 37 this year. He's gonna be 37.
Well, you're only making the argument that he needs to fight, some gatekeepers or some tune-ups a lot sooner than later.
If I may finish my thought, okay, guys?
There you go.
All right.
It's gonna take a while.
So again, I'm sorry, what?
Okay. Go ahead.
So what happened with oh my goodness, why do you keep setting each other up here, guys? Come on. Okay, so what happened with Sergey Lipinets is that was right away. They did not give Crawford a heads up or anything. They didn't even so much as discuss it with him. And as we know with Crawford, he does not like to boss around. He likes being his old man. At the same time, why he was with Aaron for a long time is that he doesn't like talking. He's not a big promotional person. He doesn't have another way to say it, a big mouth. But he decided now why he's now being strategic when it's time for the fight that he does want. That's why he gets so vocal, because he's now a free agent. But then the idea of trying to force him, and he felt was strong-arming him into an immediate, as soon as possible, title defense, or undisputed defense against Sergey Lipinets, without any inclusion of him at all in the discussion. He felt insulted.
I can't understand a single thing you're saying, man. Your microphone.
Walla Harris.
I can't understand shit you're saying, man.
Your mic is fucking up.
You sound like Charlie Brown's school teacher. Wah, wah, wah.
Yeah, it's something I was like, hey, I can't understand what the fuck's going on.
He really thought he was making a point, too. He's like going really on.
Fix your mic, man. And by the way, was that Quantum? Sounded like Quantum.
No, that was Query something. Query.
Yeah, but I think
Query.
I don't know. I think it's Quantum with another name.
That was some grade A word salad. Thank God the mic's working.
In the chat, they're saying it's AI.
Someone said caller is drowning.
Yeah, what the? He was getting worse and worse. Anyways, yeah, go ahead.
But yeah. So what's gonna happen? So what do you think? If George loses, you think he's gonna retire, or do you think he's gonna try one more time?
Oh,
I don't think anybody cares about
some easy paydays.
What weight class is this gonna be? 135?
Yeah, 135.
Yeah. There's still fights that could be made as a gatekeeper.
Keyshawn Davis will fight him. Top Rank will feed him to one of their prospects. That's usually how it goes.
I think Kambosos might beat that guy though. I don't think Tyrone.
He said if he loses to Loma, what would have happened? Well, they'll just recycle him. He'll be a name for another prospect. So,
Well, it should be. That's part of boxing. You know, these guys gotta start fighting each other. They also gotta have common denominators with other fighters. You know.
That's how you become a name. You have to fight other names.
No, but he's looked like shit for the last 4 or 5 years.
That's
like
true.
he's getting worse.
Yeah, that's true. By the way, we have a super chat from Mars. He says, "BDA, the home of boxing." That's right. Thank you for that super chat, Mars. Really appreciate your support. Guys, did you hear about Shakur Stevenson and Bob Arum, and like they're not gonna work together after his next fight?
Because he wants the Gervonta fight. He wants the Gervonta fight. So that's what they want. I think Stevenson wants to fight Gervonta real soon, and I think if he doesn't resign, that fight can happen.
that's
why this is why Top Rank. This is why Top Rank has been around as long as they have. They're smart, man. You think they're gonna hold on to this guy? Like even with Canelo, Canelo's a moneymaker, right? But in the end, Canelo's making probably all the money. So they're a company that doesn't want to deal with that. They rather deal with guys they can make money off of. And once they become superstars, cool, go on your own. Oscar came from them, Floyd came from them, Cotto came from them. I mean, their biggest compliment is they get guys to a point where they can go solo.
Yeah, but Shakur,
they're always in the conversation. Like they don't make any outlandish moves, but they do deliver. Really 5 or 6 big fights a year. They're really consistent.
And that's how. And if you're a promoter in boxing, that's how you got to be. If you make outlandish moves too much and you lose your ass, that's how these guys keep going under. I mean, you got to be smart, man. You got to play the midfield, and they still have the best stable in boxing. They've always have. So with Shakur, he doesn't fit, man. I'm sorry, he's such a good talent, but he's never gonna be that guy. I've never seen anything like it in a long time.
Well, it took them a while to realize that they were not gonna make any money off of this guy.
I think that last fight to Bob Arum. I mean, that dude watches football just to see the coin toss.
I don't know. I don't think that guy's talented, to be honest.
I mean, they got guys coming up behind them like Shushu Carrington. They have Abdullah Mason. They got guys that if you want to push black fighters and hit that market, you got guys that are going to deliver. These guys got the hunger of like a Shane Mosley, a young Shane Mosley. They want to go in there and put on a show.
Yeah.
With something about his chin, he doesn't trust it. Like I get it, you're defensive and you're disciplined, but dude, there's no way you can stink it up that bad. And I think that last fight really put him out.
He probably got dropped in start.
Who are you talking about?
Shakur.
Yeah, Shakur always thinks to join. Why are we surprised here?
Yeah, I agree.
And I don't think Tank wants to fight him. And Tank not wanting to fight people is one of my biggest criticisms. But in this case, it's different. If he doesn't want to fight him, honestly, I don't blame him because I'm like, why would I want to go into a fight where I'm going to chase the dude all night? He's going to make me look bad. He might just win on points, just by running. So this is one of the
You're just making an argument that Shakur don't want to fight. I mean, there's a difference between boxing and being a track star. He's got to pick one.
Yeah, I mean, Shakur will get that fight, but he'll just so he could try to win it on a stinker. But with Tank, this is the one pass I'll give him where, like, if he doesn't fight Shakur, that's fine, bro. Because honestly, I don't want to Shakur.
I don't know. Yeah, I agree with you. I give Tank the pass too because, I mean, let's be real. Being a staller, you should be point deductive for running like a track star.
Yeah, exactly. And another thing with Shakur Stevens, it was so disappointing. We saw his ceiling. If you cannot get to a guy like De Los Santos, if you can't get to him, and you're that age, and you're supposed to be this killer, this fucking generational talent, dude, you just showed everyone your cards. You're limited.
Yeah, you're right. He's already trying to fight like 36-year-old Floyd Mayweather.
Exactly. He did a Rigondeaux. He did a fucking Rigondeaux when he's old. Even
Rigondeaux, when he was coming up, he was sparking dudes.
Yeah,
he was knocking people out.
Rigondeaux fight from like 2 or 3 years ago when Rigondeaux fight was like the most boring fight in the world. It was like one of those performances you give when you're near the end of your career. You just don't want to get hit. And it's like, Shakur doesn't even.
Yeah, Shakur doesn't even have anything in his past where he can say, "Look, I was a killer, and maybe I'm older, maybe I'm going up in weight." Like, no, he's still young, and he'll never have power. He'll never ever have power.
Navarrete fucking destroyed, beat the shit out of fucking what's his name,
Valdez.
Valdez, And this guy walks around like he could fucking crack eggs. I'm like, dude, you
Well, in the
can't do
chat,
shit,
in
bro. It was
the
terrible.
chat, people are saying that like Andres Hernandez says, Tank KOs Shakur Stevenson. Why? I mean, yes, I can understand why why Tank would not want to fight Shakur because Shakur is a runner, but at the same time, he poses no real threat in terms of power, and we know who has power, Tank Davis. So why not just take that fight, beat this guy up, get a name in your resume? I mean, Tank Davis is going after Devin Haney as well, and I'm thinking, why is he going after Devin Haney? Well, because he just found out that Devin Haney has no fucking power. He can be stopped. He might like, well, I'm gonna go get a payday.
Well,
Yeah, it's like
I mean, the thing with Shakur is he has really good footwork, so that's why he's able to run fast, and he has fast hands. That's why he likes to hit him in the dick and then run away. That's his whole game plan.
He controls distance really well. He knows exactly when to step back and get the right distance. But I don't know, man. He's never gonna. I don't think Tank will knock him out neither. Honestly, I think it'll be more of a dud. Not only because Shakur runs, but Tank is also a counter puncher. Tank doesn't want to lead. Tank doesn't want to go after a guy. He wants to wait, sit back, wait for a guy to make a mistake and hit him with a check hook or a right hand. That's his style. So you're getting a power puncher that's a counter puncher versus a runner counter puncher. It's a recipe for disaster.
Yeah.
Shakur would probably 120 Tank.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tank's punch output is not that much either. It's actually really low. So it would be a dud.
Against Cruz. Remember that fight, guys? Yeah.
When you got a gift decision.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's they're trying to go with Loma next to try to build up to something. That's I want to see Loma retire before he's fed to these guys if he's past his prime. I don't want to see them all because that's how they win. They're like, oh, well, we got to win, even though he was old.
Right. All right, Damka, you need to mute your mic, please. All right.
I'll make sure it's locked up. Hi, mate.
All right.
Don't forget, Tank was getting outboxed by Rolly Romero.
It was disappointing. That actually disappointed me. I actually expected something from Tank. He just
both guys are frauds.
Anytime somebody has an argument about Tank being this mega boxer, like, are you sure boxer or not just puncher against guys that are no hopers? Because that's all it is. That's all it's been so far. The last elite guy, if you want to call it that, was what, Pedraza in 2018. So far we've seen him fight C-level guys. And
he fought Ryan.
He fought Ryan.
He fought a compromised Ryan.
And a compromised C-level guy too.
Yeah, Ryan's like a B-level guy.
I think B-level too.
An extremely limited guy.
But I see your point, Madrasos, that he's always finding an advantage.
Barrios wasn't an elite guy, and he was off the weight drain, or he was on a rehydration clause.
Oh yeah, and plus he was coming off a shitty performance where he got a lucky knockout at the last. He was getting beat up by this Russian kid.
But if you notice the pattern with Tank, he goes for guys that are coming off gift decisions. Barrios got a gift decision going into that fight. Rolly got a gift decision going into that fight. Now it's Devin got a gift decision and he got beat down, and now he's calling him out. It's just this guy's a fraud, and he's almost 30.
You're forgetting Frank Martin.
He's over the weight. So
Frank Martin looked like shit too.
Yeah, against
Frank Martin might have got a gift decision. You're right. That's one guy I didn't think of. He might have got a gift decision too.
Yeah, he did. Frank Martin got a gift decision against the Argentine guy. I don't know how to say his last name. I forgot.
No, you're right. He looked like shit in his last fight, and he lost. And now he's calling out Inoue because he knows he can beat Inoue because of the size difference. It's fucking it's awful.
Well, I mean, to Tank's credit, he said no, that he's too big for Inoue.
Yeah. No, let's not even bring that up, guys. Just a question. So Ryan Garcia, we consider him a B-level fighter, right?
I consider him a C-level fighter.
C-level. Okay, so who's an A-level fighter in 135, 140 right now? Let's name them. A fighters, A-level. Tank?
No,
I don't think Tank was A-level. I think he's B-level
is
too.
Like, how do you know?
I think he's B-level too.
I know Garcia was weight drained, but Davis fucking put it on him.
I'll put my money on
He made him quit.
And it's crazy because we all want to see him in a good fight. It's not like we hate the guy. It's just like we want to see him in a good fight, but his whole career is just refusing.
Who's an A level?
I don't know. I think Allen might be right. Zepeda might be A level.
Oh yeah, Zepeda.
Nah.
Dude,
he has to fight somebody. He has to fight one of the guys.
Yeah,
he has. He's fighting a few people.
I've got one. It's the eye test.
He fought Maxie Hughes, who got robbed against Kambosos. He's also fought Jojo Diaz.
Right now, all the guys are under the eye testing where we can see the special things from certain guys, but until they all mix it up, we're not going to know. I mean, it's the same thing we have with Crawford. We like Crawford. We knew Crawford was special, but we got to see him fight.
Nobody
for the longest time.
Haney's A level.
Crawford is not that special. All his shit is fucking weak. He has the second weakest undisputed behind Haney. Calm the fuck down. He's not special.
Disagree.
Who's an A level fighter?
But I did. Zero Cool did.
Said who's not A level?
Who is?
You say Crawford's not special.
No,
yeah, but who is A level?
Yeah, 135, 140. 135, 140. A level fighter. Devin Haney. Devin Haney.
I think Sabril's an A level fighter.
He's not proven either. He's not necessarily.
None of them are, man. They all got to fight.
Loma's proven. Loma is proven.
Exactly.
He arguably beat Haney.
Loma's proven.
Nobody.
Teofimo's proven. Teofimo's proven. He beat Loma and he beat Taylor.
But you know the crazy thing is? Hey guys, you know what the crazy thing is?
I thought we were talking about
no matter how you slice it.
No, 135, 140.
Yeah.
Two divisions.
Loma, Teo, they're proven guys. Haney's a proven guy. I mean, he's not special. That's the only thing. They said he was special. He's not special, but he's proven.
It's proven.
And the crazy thing about this, and I'm not making excuses for the guy, but Loma is actually probably a featherweight, and he's in the conversation.
Guys, yep. I agree.
He's fucking tiny.
Yeah, he's 126.
He's like Pacquiao. He's like Pacquiao was when Pacquiao was at the welterweight, and we knew that Pacquiao could probably still fight at 130.
Manny's 5'5.5", and he was fighting at a catch weight at welterweight. That's way more impressive.
He was definitely blown up at that point, but by the end of his career, he was legit at 147. He gained some size.
Yeah, it takes time. It takes time to become a welterweight. Like
it wasn't even his size. He was eating to make weight. I mean, they said in training camp he had to consume like 5,000 calories a day, something crazy like that. Damn. It's just he was so dynamic and so fast that he could just get away with fighting bigger guys.
Well, it's the road
he
work.
with Margarita.
How are you supposed to keep weight on? When you're doing all that road work and shit.
You gotta bulk up. That's what you gotta do.
Nah, I mean, he just doesn't dehydrate at all, and he eats before. He probably eats a huge breakfast before he weighs in at welterweight.
He's probably eating
no one ever outmuscled him in the ring.
Chicken before the fucking fight, dude. That guy could not put on weight.
Yeah.
You guys think Benavidez is proven?
No. Not yet.
What
Not
the
really.
fuck? Look, his cool.
Best wins
at
Lemieux.
168. At 168.
Yeah. No. His best win is
no, because he had plenty of times to at least try to unify, and he never wanted to unify.
Beating Caleb Plant.
Yeah, that was a good one.
No, Boo Boo was a terrible fucking win.
All right,
Caleb
horrible. But it was good. No.
The reason why it's terrible is because Boo Boo is untested at 168. He proved no incredible at 168.
No, and that's where you got to give him credit because you're supposed to take care of guys that don't belong.
I give him credit. I give him some credit for beating Durrell because Durrell is more experienced at 168 than Boo Boo was.
That was a fight of the year candidate. That was a good fight.
Boo Boo is a 36-year-old prospect, and I give no credit.
Exactly.
No credit for that.
Fucking prospect, dude.
I mean, if they don't want to give Canelo credit for beating Billy Joe Saunders.
First of all, Dudu struggled with Jack O'Kay. It was a controversial decision, and then the controversial decision against Van Ness.
Okay, hey guys, but we can shit on Boo Boo all day. I get it, we all do. But at the same time, Benavidez took him out like the trash. We should have.
So what?
Yeah, exactly. Because you see so many times guys. Dude, wait. Let me make a point. Because you see so many times guys that are supposed to be on the next level, they go against a guy that's not on that level, and then they kind of like, hey man, you're supposed to take these guys out. You know what I mean? And that's what he did. So I give him respect for that.
You're making it sound like Jack O'Kay was some killer. He wasn't.
Yeah, Boo Boo's a weary guy.
If you give Benavidez credit for beating Andrade, then you gotta give credit to Canelo for beating Billy Joe Saunders. But I hear a lot of people saying, "Who the fuck was Billy Joe Saunders?"
Yeah,
you know, come on.
Well, Billy Joe Saunders, he outclassed Lemieux.
Yeah, exactly. You know, he had
he did. Back when Lemieux was still decent.
By the way, it
was never
looks like
dynamic, but
it looks like Canelo Munguia did a 520K.
Yeah, it wasn't that good. But
So how much was it supposed to make?
Bivol and Canelo only did like 450,000. So
well, Bivol not Mexican.
I mean,
that's because all the black people are buying it illegally. Are watching it illegally.
No,
they don't want to support the brown. They'll only pay for black fighters.
I mean, the one thing we know about Hispanic families and people, like we like to like have barbecues, right? We like to have get-togethers.
We'll all get together. Right.
So I don't think when it comes to Canelo, people really. I mean, everybody's streaming, but when it comes to, I mean, we want to excuse the barbecue, right? What do y'all call it in the West Coast? The carne asada.
No, I'm saying that the black people that watched it illegally, and that's why the numbers.
I'm going to do something weird, man. And I hope I don't piss anybody off, but a lot of the black people that watch boxing, period, stream it.
Or they will only support the black people that they want to see numbers go high.
Well, no, I mean the only guys that get the only guys that the only guys.
CBC.
I don't know how many people, but
I'm not surprised if a lot of people streamed it because the shit was not $65. It was $89 this time. It wasn't. I have a subscription to fucking DAZN.
Yeah, me too. I paid 80 something with tax and everything.
So I don't blame
I have a subscription, which they should have taken out $20 out of that shit. But
I don't think you should generalize all black boxing fans. Maybe it's just more EDC.
Okay, let me explain a little more.
Yeah, I don't know who does.
Let me explain a little more what I meant. What I mean is that because I always want to ask this question, but nobody wants to have this conversation because it's too uncomfortable. Why do the only black fighters that get support are the guys who were getting in trouble, getting gangster, getting in car wrecks, drinking at the club? Like the clean cut guys never get the tank kind of weirdos.
I'll tell you why. Because they get more attention because they end up showing up on World Star Hip Hop. You go to that website. You see a lot of Tank Davis, a lot of these. When they get in trouble, they show up over there, and so.
I mean, think about it. I got a lot of favorite fighters that were black, but they never got the support from black people, like Shane Mosley, like who else? Tim Bradley. Who took out a lot of names. You know what I mean? Like, why couldn't they sell tickets?
Because it sells, man. All this bullshit sells. Unfortunately, it's like
Even Andre Ward, who's the jealous.
Yeah, but
who's a great example of Southpaw, even though it's not boxing. Demetrius Johnson. That guy was very talented. He did not have any support from the African American culture.
And it's the same thing because, like, I'm from San Antonio, right? We have the San Antonio Spurs. Tim Duncan is all-time great, right? They consider him boring, and he wasn't. So they didn't support him. So it's kind of. I see your point, but and also with the number one hater in Andre Ward, like he had his tickets on Groupon when he fought at home, towards the end of his career. So. And I think that's why he's so jealous of Canelo and Triple G, and he makes up all narratives.
Of course.
He needs to stop blaming those guys and start looking at his own community and saying, why aren't you guys supporting us the way the Mexicans support the Mexicans, the way the Filipinos support the Filipinos? You know what I mean? It's just crazy, but nobody wants to ask that because it's too. We're living in a society that's too soft.
We got a comment from JA05. He says, "Y'all talk about black people 90% of the time on this channel. We don't talk. I mean, listen, I didn't even bring it up. We don't always talk about
Bucho.
It's an American problem.
Just tell them how much shit. Tell them how much shit I got for talking about Mexicans. How many times that y'all came at me because I talk about Mexican? I'm Mexican, bro.
You just talk a lot.
So like,
I think because you called the Madrazos. You called
he exaggerated the percentage just so he could deflect. Let's be real.
Yeah, exactly. That's pretty much it.
We're supposed to. These are the questions we're supposed to be asking. We're supposed to be talking about all the cultures, the communities, all the boxers, or where they come from. These are all the questions we're asking.
It's the most race-driven sport. This is
These
the
are common denominators. I mean, these are factors and variables.
Racialized. It's all racial at this point in America. It's politics.
It's always been
left,
racial.
right.
It's always been
Well,
racial.
it became
Well, now it's
racial
even
because-
worse. Now it's even worse, I think, and that's because the economy is going to shit. So you're gonna see a lot of left, right, black, white, brown, this and that.
I mean, just think about the Puerto Rican versus Mexican rivalry. That was heated, bro.
They weren't fighting in the streets or anything like that. Like now, it's like they weren't protesting.
I don't know, man. I went to Coto Margarito, and man, that was pretty dangerous.
Well, that happens if different teams are playing. It happens everywhere, man.
I see the group of Mexicans there. Like I thought they were gonna get jumped by the crowd, dude. I was like, man.
Okay, but teaches.
They left early. Thank God. I was worried about them.
Yeah, Bucho.
Yeah.
Now that this guy's trying to race bait, how come it's not okay for Plant to act black, but Devin Haney and Bill can act Mexican with walking around with the flag?
Because we don't care.
Oh yeah, they do that too.
Wait, how is he acting black? How is he acting black?
Who? Caleb Plant?
Yeah, how does he act black? Does he have black
the way he
flag?
dresses his hair, the way he dresses, sometimes the way he talks.
You want to drag around a lot of black
putting up another country's flag.
Okay, my point is this. My point is this. How come it's okay for one ethnicity to do it and the rest can't?
What do you talk about? Mexicans act black all the time. I see it all the time. It drives me crazy.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, but they get hate for it sometimes.
Especially in Northern California. You gotta it's fucking
no matter
weird,
what
dude.
you do,
It is
you're gonna get
fucking
hate.
weird.
And are you gonna get triggered by it, or are you just gonna move on with life?
No, but I just think it's fucking hilarious how condescending they could be.
It's like that. It's like that in every way, bro. I mean, look at Beyonce. She put out.
My brother.
Beyonce just put out.
Bringing up Beyonce now. What the fuck are we?
No. Just listen. No, because this is a good example. Because she put out a country album, and guess what she did? Country people fucking dragged her in the mud, and I'm like, it's just fucking music. But that's how it is with everything.
Yeah, but the thing with Beyonce, she was the self-proclaimed queen bee. She's fucking annoying, dude.
Beyonce is the whore of Babylon.
Perfect, if you ask me.
Don't even listen to the bullshit she brings out.
I don't. She's a fucking poser, dude. Let's just be real.
No, and you know what? I feel for guys like Caleb Plant, bro, because when you see him, like, he acts out and he slaps Charlo and he does stuff like that because, man, he's been picked on all his career, probably all his life. He married a black girl. He's in a black predominant sport, you know what I mean? And he has that culture, you know what I mean? So people hate, so he gets hated on. So I don't blame him for being so crazy.
Like, people are saying this is turning into the second renaissance. Hold on, guys, people are saying in the chat, this is turning into a second renaissance. This is getting stupid. Dog boxing. All right, let's move on. Let's move on.
As far as the pay-per-view numbers go,
yes,
they're just going to keep shrinking because people are pirating. It's plain and simple that people are stealing the fight.
I don't know about that.
If Fury and Usyk's going to
Can I finish my point? Were you interrupt? Can I finish my point?
Let him finish.
Let me have a fucking point. Anyway, the pay-per-views are going to be skewed because of pirating. That's just simple fact. People, if it's easier to steal. But as far as Canelo, Ryan, they sold, somebody mentioned Cotto Margarito. That did about 500, 400, which is the bar now. If it was today, it would be about 250, which like Tank Davis does. So, there's just not as many boxing fans, period. I mean, the numbers are 500 is great.
Frank, the economy, everybody's suffering from inflation these days.
For every pay-per-view that's sold, they do 50 to 100 times the amount of viewers. All the money's in the sponsorships now. It's not in the pay-per-view.
Well, honestly, and that's what they get, bro. Like, there's way too many pay-per-views. Fuck them.
Yeah, there's way too many pay-per-views, and they're getting it higher. They get more expensive.
I mean, really, did anybody give Munguia a chance? And
no, exactly, guys. 2 points. Let me just quickly interject. I'll let you guys go. 1 point. The economy isn't doing as good as it was 10 years ago when Floyd and Pacquiao were fighting. I mean, there we were hitting 1 million pay-per-view buys. Remember every time they fought. Also, like you guys said, didn't really have a chance. Hold on. Nobody gave Munguia a chance. That's another thing. And somebody mentioned the pay-per-views. Yes, we have too many. We have another pay-per-view next week with Fury and Usyk. If somebody is like, well, you know what? I can only buy one pay-per-view in a month. I'm going to probably buy Fury Usyk instead of Munguia versus Canelo. That's what I would do.
You know what I see a lot of people doing here and where I live in Texas? People just go watch it somewhere because they don't charge to get in. And like the authorities, they don't enforce restaurants and sports bars to pay with the way they used to. They don't give a fuck anymore. I think it's more after the economy opened, it's a free for all. They just want money. So that's where I go. I go to places they're jam packed, no cover.
If you go to a Dave and Buster's, they're going to pay for the fight, and those numbers go to the pay-per-view stats.
I don't think they do.
No, they actually do. Absolutely, they do.
That's a big restaurant. I go there to watch it because they got hot girls and good beer. You know what I mean? And it's like they don't. I don't think. At least where I'm at, they don't. They're not enforcing this stuff.
No, your venues like Hooters and Dave and Buster's, absolutely, they're paying for the pay-per-view.
Well, sports bars are all
negative press of Pirates.
They pay for the pay-per-view, but they don't pay for everybody watching like they're supposed to.
Yeah, exactly.
They're paying for it. They're just eating it.
They're paying $89, but they're not charging everybody that's watching it so that they can pay for that.
How it works.
Hold on. Are you talking about like a bar?
Go ahead.
Let me ask you a question. Are you talking about a bar that's showing a pay-per-view fight? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, like sports bars because they're more prevalent now.
You know how much they have to pay? It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
they pay a lot. Thousands. They have to pay I know a guy who owns a taqueria in Sacramento, and he wanted to have the Canelo fight, Triple G. He had to pay $3,000.
Yeah, this is fact.
And Southpaw is saying that he goes to places that they don't pay that. They only pay the $89 and that's it.
Well, he doesn't know that. But
yeah, and these are way bigger places. But the thing is, there's also more sports bars. There are more sports bars than ever. When I was growing up, we didn't have sports bars like we do today. They're everywhere now. They're popular. That's where if you want to watch football, you go have wings and get beer. You know what I mean? That's where you go. It's never been this many. So I don't think you can really keep track of that many.
In San Antonio, really?
I
don't know. In the West Coast, there's sports bars everywhere, dude. You can't get away from this fuck.
Well, I mean, yeah, they're probably more stringent in California.
You know,
I can see California being more strict about it.
Yeah, they just had a lot of sports bars, and I got to tell you that right now. Like when one night we were looking for the De La Hoya and Pacquiao fight, so we're walking around town looking for a bar that actually had it, and it's so fucking expensive that a lot of people didn't want to show it anymore because just it was too much money. And we finally found a bar that had it, and it was just fucking packed to the gills.
And do you know another reason why I know they don't pay the overall fee the way they're supposed to? Because it's boxing. We've fallen off to the UFC. If you told casuals they got to pay 10, 20, $15 to get in the restaurant, they're not going to pay it.
Yeah. That's
so they're not paying.
Listen, the drinking culture. Listen, I work very close adjacent to the bar industry. That's my industry really, and drinking culture has really changed dramatically. Like the Gen Z people, they're not drinkers. There are a lot of people that are not going out to the bars anymore.
Terrible.
Bars are kind of in trouble.
Terrible.
Some bars are in trouble right now, and it's weird because during an economic hard time, bars are fucking bars are supposed to be busy no matter what. Depression, reset, whatever it is, bars are busy, and right now it's just looking a little grim.
Oh yeah, everybody's vaping. I see the younger generation; they're like vaping. They're doing the little.
Weird, dude. I don't know what
they're vaping, watching
drugs.
anime, and playing video games.
They're on drugs.
Bars are up, man.
That's what they're doing.
They're all medicated. By the way,
that's what the younger generation is doing, Bucho. They're vaping.
Drugs,
watching
man, it's
anime,
drugs and
playing video games.
Listen, I'm not saying drinking is good for you, but it's a social thing. You know, when you drink, you're with friends. These people have no friends. So drinking is not
exactly.
So they rather get drugs and play video games in vegetable state.
They're incels. They stay home on their device.
Yeah,
and
they
have no social connection.
Drinking is fine in moderation.
Right.
Anything that you do too much is too much. Too much sex, you're a sex addict. You know.
Yeah.
Like too much of anything.
Listen, bars are dying because they're designed for boomers.
Yeah, exactly, bro. It's a different vibe, man. When people are more into people said online video games.
Restaurants are coming to the rescue. The ones that come to the rescue are the Twin Peaks, the O's Local, the Hooters. But at least twice no matter what.
In the chat, Grant G saying bring back alcohol and nicotine. It's true though.
Yeah.
Smoking,
but that's why you got that. Now you got like the titty bar. They're not titty bars, but they're girls that are like Twin Peaks. Those are always.
Hey, what are
jam-packed.
the laws in San Antonio or in Texas for titty bars?
It's kind of stupid, man. You gotta have pasties, which it looks like they got bubble gum on their nipples. Like, it's
But do
stupid.
do you get like full nude open bar, or do you have
No. If it's full nude, then it's BYOB. They can't serve alcohol. You can bring your own. But they'll charge you for the
bring your
ice.
own. That's good.
Yeah, I mean,
I
they'll charge
thought you can
$20
have
to get
full
in.
nude and alcohol only in Canada.
Yeah, they'll charge you $20 to get in, though, or that's what it was back in the day. Who knows what it is now with all this inflation?
In the chat, we have Dark Hado says smoking weed can be a social thing, especially with a bong. All right, and then we have another comment that says, "You think alcohol is cool? It's not." There you go. Do not drink.
But the
do not
other thing
smoke.
is the youth
Following the
short
true path
attention span.
of the Crimson Cross. That's why.
Yeah, the youth, these younger people have shorter attention spans, so that's why the UFC is their number one go-to, because those fights are short because they're so sloppy. They have no defense, so they get knocked out quick, and people are like, "Oh!" And they have and it's back to back to back. The shows are ran fast, so that's for the short attention
That's bad for
span.
boxing, though.
They do it right.
I like
Let's be
boxing.
fair.
There's so much talking and boxing in between fights.
I know.
It's fucking mind blowing.
Thank you. You know what I like? I like Golden Boy cards because they're just okay. Next fight. Okay, we're ready for the next fight. Oh, that guy lost. Okay, he's won. Okay, next fight. Let's get the next fight out.
No, Golden Boy is Golden Boy is one of the worst at it.
The zone product in general is way better. Matchroom and Golden Boy.
I'm sorry. Right. I'm sorry. The DAZN fights. The DAZN fights. They're back to back to back. Like, okay,
no, man, dude, I can't stand hearing Akin Barak and
we're talking about fights, like less talking in between fights.
Well,
and now they got Sean Porter with his
bad, and the top rank fights are also really bad because they're fucking just talking shit the whole time. You know,
well, they get what top rank is that guy that tries to make fight.
Wait, who was the last? What was the last fight where there was there was that linebacker? Oh, Clarissa Shields. That's right. So,
oh yeah,
I was like, who's that linebacker? And it was Clarissa Shields.
Yo, hey guys, I ain't gonna lie, man. Tank is kind of Tank is growing on me a little bit. Tank is growing on me a little bit because he's going at Floyd. He's going at Clarissa. That way, I'm like,
I disagree. They're just doing that for clout.
Hey, the Floyd shit is fake. He's got a fight coming up, and he's got to sell it. So he's starting to do the whole Floyd shit. But he does it every time there's a Tank.
Yeah, but I think Floyd is in real trouble, though. I think he's in real trouble.
Nah, dude, I don't.
He's not back yet.
Look in Dubai.
He's back already. He's back already. He's already back.
Hey, Bucho, what do you think that it finally took a car crash running from the police for Charlo to get his belt stripped?
That was ridiculous.
Yeah, well, I mean,
he put a child in danger.
Damn.
He got charged with child endangerment. So they had
and he flew the scene of the crime too.
Yeah, and what's sad is he's the cooler. He's the cooler one of the brothers, man. My boy used to live with them too, and he was a fighter. And he was telling me the stories and how they hate each other and how he's the cool one and Jamal is the asshole. But
you know what?
He got the insight. These guys, you notice they got that growth hormone look, right?
Yeah, no, but you know what? He's self-destructing because he just watched that Canelo fight and he's like, he's the same age as me, and I'm not gonna become anything near what Canelo is like.
Yo, Jamal's resume is trash. If you really look at it, that thing is horrible.
No, it's terrible. And the thing is, there was potential. There was potential, though. I'm not saying this guy was better than Canelo or anything like that, but he had a lot of potential to become more than what he
had potential.
Now. It's over.
But man, it's horrible.
I remember when they had their own pay-per-view. It didn't sell a lot, but they both look good. I mean, Charlo looked good against Lomachenko, and then the other Charlo beat Rosario with the belly jab. Like they both look good in the fights. It was a decent card, and they had some momentum. They had some momentum.
He was the dude that Mel fought, Brian something. That was a fucking good fight. The rematch.
Castanio?
Yeah, that's the one.
Both fights were great.
Undisputed.
Good. Yeah, I was at the first one. I was at the first one. I think Castanio got robbed.
He lost the first fight, in my opinion. Charlo lost that first fight. He got a gift on that fight. But the second fight, he cemented it with that left hook. I think they had good momentum. I don't know where they went wrong, dude. Like what is it? A thug life or what the fuck's going on?
They just can't handle the think about it. It's the money. It's all the money. Al Heyman's full with these guys, keep overpaying them. And they have girl problems, bro. They've always had drinking and club problems, but the ones they knocked up these chicks, they both have like 5 kids each, and they're like his girl threatened to wipe clean him out, and man, that puts a lot of stress on you.
It was just like club. It was just like young guy clubbing shit. Then it wasn't
like I know a girl. She was smashing one of them. I'm like, yo, you know they're married, right? I'm like, yo, whatever, do your thing. Just give me some tickets.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
his wife left, man. They were in San Antonio, and I was on the beat. Well, I'm on press row, and they're right there. He's right next to me, and he's like, "Hey, man, it's Tuesdays or Taco Tuesday in San Antonio." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" I said, "What's a good strip club?" And then you remember the story where he was in San Antonio and he assaulted a waitress because his card got declined.
No, I heard he stole her money. He stole money.
Well, the thing is, what will probably happen is he forgot to call his bank and tell him that he was out of town. So when you go out of town, like my bank does it, you got to tell them, or your card won't work. If I go to Houston, I gotta let my bank know. I gotta put a notification on that I'm spending in Houston. That's probably what he did. But he blew his lid. He's like, "Oh, fucking Charlo," and I think he grabbed her by the arm or something and took off. And so he almost they probably bailed him out there again.
In the chat, JDA says the bigger Charlo had a lot of potential. PBC has fucked up boxing.
Yeah, well, they fucked up a lot of careers, man. There are a lot of people.
I mean, did they though? Did they with the Charlos? I don't know if I could put that on the PBC. They had. I mean, okay, like, do you really feel bad? Somebody got paid overpaid millions of dollars, and then they lose.
No, I understand. He got paid.
They sank Andy Ruiz. They sank David Benavidez, or at least they tried to.
Yeah, exactly. You're overpaying guys. They're not gonna. There's no incentive to fight if you're already getting comfortable and sitting back and getting paid. Like
I know fighters.
He's not getting paid. He's not getting paid that money.
I know fighters. The athlete is overpaid. Every athlete. Back 2,000 years, they would be dying just to play the fucking sport.
Yeah, they're
but the thing with
these guys,
and put a lot of restrictions on all the talent
the contract
to go to them. So that's where they fucked up.
Wait, didn't Jimmy explain that Al Heyman had him sign like record contracts, like what you would sign a band or a recording artist?
He comes from music. He got kicked out of music.
Yeah. So the contracts were
deals. That's true.
I heard the contract were like 50 pages.
Guys, are we going to be talking? Guys, are we going to be talking about Canelo in 20 years? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. Are we going to be talking about Jermall Charlo in 20 years? See, that's the thing. That does affect them. That does affect them. I think they because they were being promoted as great fighters, undefeated, blah blah blah, and all of a sudden they realize, oh shit, I'm 30 something, and then it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
Think about this. Did Ike Corte have a better career than Jermall Charlo?
Yes, slightly.
I
don't know. He went undefeated.
Hold on. How often do we talk about Ike Corte in relation to De La Hoya? Maybe. Really, realistically, right? So these guys, at least Jermall is going to have that noticeable fight, like that notable. I'm sorry,
not
fight.
Even. He didn't do shit. Ike Corte put on a fight. I mean,
no, he had a notable fight because he fought Canelo. He fought Canelo, so we're talking about him because he's attached to Canelo. We're not going to be talking about the undisputed run he had. I mean, no one's going to really remember that guy. He never sold much. People didn't go see him, and he wasn't an attraction. So we're not going to be talking about him too much, but we are going to be talking about Canelo.
Yep.
And sadly, we're going to talk about fucking Garcia too, because that motherfucker's not going to evade anything. He's doing a great job of keeping his name in everyone's mouth and in everyone's Instagram right now.
And you know who
heavyweight Garcia is the most interesting guy in the sport.
Right now,
and who influenced that, and who influenced these fighters to not go for the legacy is Floyd. And it's foolish because if you think about it, if you have a good legacy, you can live off that legacy. Look at Tyson; he's a millionaire again because of his legacy. Look at Oscar.
Yeah, exactly.
Canelo's going to be able to live off his name forever because he's
but see, Tyson had a big fucking dark period, bro. He's had a more dark period than he's had a successful run in his rebirth as a star.
But what I'm saying, when you have a legacy, you can make money off it.
That's the white whale of the sport. He is absolutely. Mike Tyson is way more famous than anyone in the sport right now.
Yeah, in 100 years, people are still going to talk about Tyson. Like let's
Yeah,
be
but
real.
he's a-
But
yeah,
he just I'm just saying he had a really dark period where he wasn't making money and he was broke. And now, thankfully, man, the guy's found his way out of it.
Social media.
But how are they
Social
going to talk
media.
about Tyson as great as he was, or that he underperformed? By
They're
doing
gonna
all
always.
this?
They're
Mad because you could have been
Listen,
great.
casuals love Tyson, bro. Anybody, people that don't even know about boxing, they still bring up Mike Tyson, and it's like, dude, it's been like 30 fucking years, man. Like,
It was like 10 times more famous than Floyd Mayweather.
When you looked at Tyson and when he was in his 20s and his prime and focused, you knew nobody could beat him. You knew nobody could beat him, but he fell apart. But in that little period, it was short. But that little period, that we saw something special. That was pretty much unstoppable.
True. Hey, listen.
Yeah, but I wanted to see that career long,
about
not
Floyd
just
Mayweather. Mostly Haymanites like to talk about Floyd Mayweather, but everybody talks about Tyson. That's the big difference right there. That once these Haymanite guys die away, are people really gonna, if you compare the fame of Tyson and Floyd Mayweather, Tyson's always gonna overshadow everybody.
And I love how Tyson's not a race baiter, man. He doesn't play that race shit. You know what I mean?
No,
Like,
not at all.
No, he's the real deal, man.
Yeah,
He's a fucking real man.
I mean, you see him constantly talking shit about Floyd, and Floyd says something stupid. He'll pretty much say, "Hey, he's a scared little man. He's insecure." You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
let me ask
he's
you guys
fucking real, man. Like he had he had a white guy in Customato. He didn't play that race bullshit. I don't know why people are stuck on that.
Let me ask you guys a question. Name me the boxers that you can mention their name in any part of the world and they'll know exactly who you're talking about. How many of them exist?
Muhammad Ali, Manny Pacquiao, Mike Tyson, Floyd.
I've said any part of the world, like wherever you go in the world. You mention their
They
name.
know who Floyd is in Japan, for example, or China.
Right. How many is that you just
That's
named?
4. I think that's Manny Pacquiao, Mike Tyson,
Right.
Floyd,
Muhammad Ali.
and Muhammad Ali. That's 4.
Ali, Joe Louis, maybe.
Nah, Joe Louis is just an American guy. They don't even respect him here. They don't.
Wait.
They don't
Rocky.
No, he's talking about Lennox Lewis.
I would say Ray Leonard. Leonard
Foreman was a household
Leonard
name at one point.
Foreman also. Foreman was a name outside of
A lot of
boxing.
people
That's
know
why.
Foreman.
See how many? Dude, you know how much the Foreman grill sold?
Yeah, he was a name.
Yeah,
outside
but
of
that's a
boxing.
Foreman grill.
Still.
Definitely George Foreman's up there.
Yeah, I know some Filipinos
it's
that
about
only
what,
thought he was.
5, 6? You guys named about 5 or 6 people.
I know some
Manny
Filipinos
Pacquiao's
that
up
they
there.
did not know that he was a boxer, and they thought he was like a professional cook.
Hey guys, in the chat we have Roy Dixon says David Tua would have stopped prime Mike Tyson. I don't know, man. No.
I don't know about that. I don't think so.
What about Oscar? Oscar's
Tyson's prime was only like 2 years long, but dude, that was special, bro. Like that was like nobody could beat this guy.
Yeah, that's only 4 for me. It's only 4.
I would say Mike Tyson's prime was 3 years long. It's 20 when he won the belt, and then 23 when he lost it.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks. It was so short.
Yeah,
But
that's
like,
why-
I would
Tyson had a
Mike
chance
Tyson
to
didn't
win,
Interesting. When you're like,
I would say
man,
Mike Tyson before he went to prison. Before Mike Tyson went to prison, after he lost to Douglas and when he was on the comeback, he was still a beast, bro. He was still a fucking beast.
Yeah,
I mean, and that's why I like that he did that Broadway show. He explained a lot of it, and it explains why he went that way and who was fucking him over and why he didn't even want to fight, but he had to. Imagine,
Nope. You will lose.
One thing where boxing's got the lead over the UFC is that the most famous guys in the sport are still bigger than the biggest guys in the UFC.
Exactly.
But we gotta get our
Absolutely.
shit together quick, man, because the UFC.
As long as you're able to grapple and hold, UFC is always going to be gay.
Yeah.
Hey, dude.
That's why I was kind of sad when K1 lost the race against UFC. I don't know if you guys remember the early to mid 90s.
Yeah,
when
K1
and UFC were
It was pretty
competing.
epic that time. Bob Sapp.
Yeah, they were competing for fans, and I was sad that K1 lost.
But casuals don't know how bad UFC is. That UFC 300, when what was his name, Holiday, when he pointed at the center and the guy came in and they started flaying and he knocked him out the last second. They like, oh my god, that was so amazing. But when you look at it as a boxing fan, you're like, dude, they're so fucking sloppy. Chins in the air.
You're wrong, bro.
Windmilling. I'm like, that was horrible.
Well, there is a lot of windmilling. I won't lie. There's a lot of windmilling.
No, but it's MMA. It's different. It's not the same as boxing.
Yeah, but it's just something like it's just cringe, bro. It's still kind of cringe. But the casuals don't watch it like we do.
If you've ever had a fight in your entire life, then you probably have a bit more respect for UFC.
No, don't give me that. Oh wait, or if you hadn't fought, that's a weak comparison, bro. It really is just like they're so easily replaceable in the UFC because it's so sloppy. You can't replace the Terrence Crawford that
you are insane. You
can't replace the Lomachenko.
That's crazy. That's crazy talk.
It's because they're publicly traded, man. They have
the heavyweight division, though. I mean, Brock Lesnar became.
They've only been publicly traded for the last 5 years. This is a bullshit argument.
My issue is the UFC heavyweight division. Hold on, guys. The UFC heavyweight division, though. I remember Brock Lesnar became a heavyweight champion.
What?
Brock Lesnar became the heavyweight champion by beating Randy Couture. Now, Randy Couture was more skilled.
Did you see the guy fight? He was a fucking monster.
The way he beat that title.
Box, but
I remember his fights though. He beat Couture, even though Couture was a better fighter, but he's just so big. Once he was on top of him, he started like just smacking him, and he won the fight. That was a technique.
This is my point. This is my point. Outside of the grappling, because I don't give a shit about grappling, it's glorified tough man contest. If you think about it.
Oh, bitch, please. That's nonsense.
I don't know about that. There's somebody be strong and take a hit.
What about the pro kickboxing?
Somebody can be on top of you and just smash you. If the man should get on top of you.
But there's not.
This is like old school boxing. That's the truth. Like weird. This is like the shit Jim Lampley used to say, where it's just totally biased and boxing's.
Yeah.
You know.
I try to watch it. I try to be optimistic. And I try to watch it.
There is a whole lot of skill behind MMA, dude. It's a
there is a lot of skill.
No, of course.
There are some floppy ass fights too.
There are. In my point of view, there's a lot of skill in MMA. Of course, I mean these guys are professionals. They're not just like fucking hobos from the street that they put up. They are, but a lot of them, most of them don't have any striking skills. You don't see kickboxing champions anymore. They're all grapplers, jiu-jitsu, college wrestlers, and so when it comes to striking, you can tell that it's not their main. It wasn't their first discipline. It's not their best discipline. Yeah. And so the striking is subpar in that regard. But of course,
look at Alex Pereira.
Tony Ferguson looks like a street bum.
Oh, Alex Pereira, that's a good striker.
Yeah,
the UFC. The UFC,
not really.
When you look at the UFC knockouts, they show you these UFC knockouts. They show you these UFC knockouts. And the guys have the guy who gets knocked out. His hands are completely like down. No, he doesn't even see a punch coming. The other guy's like swinging from 2 miles away.
Well, the thing is,
a lot of times they have eyes closed when they're landing.
Bucho, it's not like boxing. There's multiple things that you gotta watch out for.
Exactly.
No, but you see, I understand. But guys, there's multiple
Bucho's
things.
got a good point. We saw what Tyron Woodley did in a boxing ring. He got flatlined by Jake Paul.
Dude, I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that.
The guy is a career wrestler.
You gotta watch everything. Hold on.
I'm glad somebody said that. There's so much you gotta worry about, because when I think about it, it's like if you go to a steak restaurant, you're going for the steak, right? That's like boxing. It's a specialty. if you go to a buffet, yeah, you're gonna have everything, but nothing's gonna be that good. To be honest, and that's what it is about MMA. They're all just kind of They're jack of all trades.
This comparison doesn't work.
I mean, to be fair, this is a common misconception from boxing elitists. You're saying that they're a specialty. Boxers are incomplete strikers.
I would agree with that. I would agree with that.
Okay. Well, who is a complete striker in your eyes?
Someone brought on Alex. Alex is a good example.
Alex is a great example.
Versus who? Versus a guy that fights like a tough man contest? Really?
Man, I remember when boxers. I remember the early K1 days when boxers would go to K1 and get their shit kicked in.
Okay, what level of boxer though? Because I know guys that work in the gas station.
Oh, now we gotta make excuses for the boxers. It's a specialty. You said it was a specialty.
Take one leg kick and hold my beer.
Come on, you're acting like it's like
bro. This was early K1 too.
Literally, it takes $60 and a physical to be a boxer. All you got to do is be somewhat healthy, and you'll get a license, and you're a quote unquote professional.
We've seen what happens to boxers when they fight K1. Like Ray Mercer did pretty good, but
how old was he? How old was he?
Oh, Mercer, he lost to fucking bums. What are you talking about? He did good,
money, bro.
He lost. That's MMA. In K1, he lost to fucking food vendors. I don't even want to hear that bullshit.
Okay, yeah, but how old was he? Was he healthy? Was he doing it just for the money? Is he broke?
Probably. An ATG losing to food vendors. It don't matter how old he was.
Like until you see a prime boxer say, you know what, I'm gonna try MMA. You can't really say, oh yeah, see that's what boxers get when they go to K1. That's stupid.
Yeah, because all of them they all try it after they retire.
Honestly, list all. I want to hear this all that you're talking about. Who's all?
Don't you know what? Who? Tell me who went out of their prime.
No. Hey, no. I asked you a question first. Who's all these boxers that went to K1?
James
You would have to bring it up. It's a lot of fucking research.
But I mean, who? But I mean, come on. There's got to be at least 5 names that we all
don't go to those. Butterbean fighting some fucking weird. I mean, like, yeah, you haven't. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter. The point is, like, Ngannou. Remember, this guy has been kicked into the head. He's been kneed. There's no way a punch is gonna knock him out. Well, I mean, yes, he got knocked the fuck out. So these people don't even know striking. I don't understand. They're not experts at striking, it seems, because I don't know why they were saying this shit. And it's not only the fans who were talking this bullshit. Chael Sonnen, these other fucking ex-MMA fighters, they were saying that they weren't giving AJ a chance. They were saying, oh no,
and that's why I have no mercy. And he also
on YouTube channel. How are these guys
talking about MMA because
Charles Gunn is an idiot.
How are these guys
person you're looking for? What about Paulie Malignaggi against Artem Lobov, a UFC reject?
Yeah, that's true. I love this guy talking shit. Chael Sonnen's a fucking wrestler. Chael Sonnen's a fucking wrestler. Yes, he was an MMA champion. He can claim he's a mixed martial artist, but when it comes to striking, he was never a good striker. And his prediction shows that. His AJ and Ngannou prediction shows that.
And MMA guys have no mercy on boxing. So why should I sit here and be like, oh, I don't want to hurt your feelings because you watch MMA too? No, fuck them. Dana White's the biggest shit talker, so I'm gonna fuck that.
Wait, did you say that?
Well, to be fair, the boxing journalist.
I thought Chael Sonnen was a champion.
Did you say Chael Sonnen predicted that Ngannou was going to kill Joshua? Is that he said something like that, right?
Yeah.
No, and what drives me crazy is you hear the broadcast and they're comparing these boxers to Ali, to Tyson. I'm like, just stick to MMA, guys. You guys,
that's Teddy.
Well, to be fair, Muhammad Ali used to fight like a Muay Thai fighter, so I don't even want to hear that bullshit.
Well, he did one weird fight when he was old.
No, you're fucking out of your mind, dude.
Yeah. That was
you're fucking lying to yourself, man.
How many? Okay, what was his record in Muay Thai?
There's a lot. I said he fought like a Muay Thai fighter. Did you not hear?
I don't agree, man. He's in.
You don't have to agree.
Okay,
that's just fact. You don't have to agree. Okay, if you want to lie to yourself, that's fine. You don't have to agree.
Fighter. How stupid does that sound? I don't got to make a point. That sounds stupid as it is.
You know what's really stupid is you neglecting factors and variables. That's what's really stupid.
Factors and variables. Great.
His name's Inoki. He's a pro wrestler. He wasn't a player.
Guys, just I believe that boxers or boxing fans or the boxing community doesn't respect UFC. But it's the other way around. These are the guys saying, oh, yeah, AJ is going to get destroyed by Ngannou. Oh, nobody can knock out Ngannou. Fury is the best. He lost even though Fury is like one of the best heavyweights of all time.
He's overrated.
But don't even boxing say this. People don't know shit about him.
That he's his best, but they don't watch boxing. Anybody who thinks anybody who thought Fury was the best boxer before the Ngannou fight just didn't watch boxing. They don't watch it.
I just want this guy on the panel to how Ali fights like a Muay Thai fighter. That's
okay. So are you denying the fact that he excessively clinching every now and then in his fights? He'll throw an elbow and then he'll shove people. Are you denying these factors and variables? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no? Stop deflecting. Yes or no?
No,
I think the point is
clinching.
The point is Ali.
Thank you for
footwork like a kickboxer.
That's a stupid point.
No, that's how you
really?
feel.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay, clinching. That's one area. Okay,
so
I'll give you a maybe.
What about the elbows you would throw every now and then?
Elbows, dude. Tito Trinidad.
You're fucking delusional. You didn't even see his fight, bro.
Elbows.
Go for it, dude.
Floyd Mayweather threw elbows.
Go for it, dude. And that is in Muay Thai?
No.
You're fucking delusional, dude. You only know boxing. You don't know other combat sports, dude. Just stick to boxing.
Dirty tactic. It's an illegal, dirty tactic.
Just stick to boxing. You only have a limited knowledge of boxing. Just stick to that, dude.
Yeah, well, your statement that he fights like Ali.
I'm not saying it's a fact. That's the thing. I'm not saying it's a fact. If you can't see it, then you're obviously biased. You're blatantly biased.
All right. We're gonna move on.
Let's move right along, you guys. Let's move right along. Loma and Kambosos in Australia.
Hey, guys, Tyson fights like a sumo wrestler.
Hey, what time is what time?
Yeah, you're just saying that as a punchline, dude. But go ahead, be fallacious. Go for it. Go ahead.
You guys,
use another fallacy, dude. Go for it.
All right, guys.
I'm enough to believe your lies. It's just that.
You know what time the fight is tomorrow with Loma, and because it's on Australia. What time is that fight going on tomorrow?
It's at 7 p.m. Probably going to be Sunday morning in Australia, so it's going to be Saturday
7 p.m. over
5
here.
p.m. in the US.
Hey, is Never Sober's here right now?
No.
Never. Anyone? Is this a pay-per-view or what is this?
No, it's ESPN Plus.
Oh! Thank God it's free. Fuck, awesome. I love that.
Wait. So why did they
does anybody else have
Sunday?
Loma? Does anybody have Loma stopping Kambosos? I think I'm gonna pick stoppage.
I got Loma stopping him. I got
Loma stopping too. The odds are pretty good for stop. It's like plus 240. I was just like, I might just jump on the. I don't know. I feel like. I don't know. Kambosos can't punch hard, and he doesn't throw a lot of punches. So it's like.
Besides, he's not a weird one. Kambosos is a weird one.
Kambosos is
gonna get hit. Hey guys, Loma fights like a ballerina because he moves around according to the guidelines.
Oh my God!
This guy's dude. Honestly,
Hold on.
He can't accept that he lost the argument, so he's got to make up bullshit.
All right. Fuck it. Kumate.
I'm down. I'm down.
I'm down. Like, come on, let it go, man. I told everybody to move on. You bring it back up, man.
Yeah, but the problem with Bucho, he keeps instigating, dude. He can't move on.
How much did you get? How much did you get?
Now you're being disingenuous, saying that you're just joking.
No, I'm serious. I like to fuck around and have fun, dude. Like,
it's funny when you're saying you're being really emotional, but you're joking. Nice try on the cop out, though. Nice try on the cop out.
You're getting emotional.
Understand each other. Fuck.
I don't understand.
Yeah.
Honestly, I like to have jokes because this is supposed to be fun, right? It's not just supposed to be us making serious points. So that's my thing. I like to fuck around and joke. That was a joke. I'm sorry.
Let me talk. This is Butcher. Let me fucking talk. See, the thing is, we moved on between you and Ahmad, this little feud that you had, and then you bring it back up, and then you say you're not mad. Then why bring it back up? And then you say, I'm just having fun. But you knew exactly what you were saying and what you were doing.
I know, dude. You can't be too triggered, bro. This is just for fun, right? We're here having fun.
Stop it.
You're projecting.
Yo, what a fucking idiot. I'm taking this guy off. You're going to be triggered. You do it. Like, what a fucking idiot. This guy's a retard. He's doing it on purpose.
You
shut your fucking mouth, man.
He's being disingenuous when he's saying it. Whatever.
Exactly. You're a fucking liar. You keep lying like this. I'm kicking you out. You go have fun somewhere else.
Oh, he's doing
the same shit, Mirage.
You piece of shit, motherfucker. Now you calm the fuck down, okay? Yeah, you're having fun. No shit. You're trying to start some shit again with Amar.
Last thing, Pucho's a bitch and he's fucking emotional and he's fucking naughty ass fucking guy here.
Yeah, get out of here.
Challenge him to a street beef, Amok.
What a piece of shit. What a disgusting piece of shit.
You think that guy's gonna do it, dude, knowing how disingenuous he is?
Ruining the fucking show. In the chat, they were saying, get him out. He's getting out. He can go off. Find somewhere else.
Yeah,
you know better than this.
He's got to find. He's got to find out.
I'm just trying to be patient. I'm just trying to be respectful, and then you just instigate.
Oh,
dude.
you fuck.
Yeah, no, dude, don't let him get to you, dude. That's shit's stupid. Like that was lame. That was lame. Like let's squash it, but then he throws a jab at you.
Yeah, he brings his back. That's the thing. Like, come on. I was trying to be fair. Like, I'm not taking his side. I'm okay. But this guy, he brings it up. Oh, if we go to Ballerina, like, I'm just having fun. What do you think? We're stupid?
Well, we're moving on.
You guys,
it's like we're trying to move on.
The only thing I think Kambosos has on Loma is probably speed, but there's nothing behind those punches, so I can't really. I don't know. I just see stoppage, man, because unless Lomachenko's completely shot,
agree.
I don't know.
I agree. I mean, listen. The thing is, like, with his precision punching and him maneuvering around Kambosos just proved like he could take a punch from Devin Haney because Devin Haney can't throw shit. But he got hurt.
And Devin Haney gets harder than Kambosos too.
He got hurt with Teo, and he hurt Teo. Teo hurt him more than Teo got hurt by Kambosos. So I see this fight going down.
Kambosos though.
Yeah, it was a clear win. It was because fucking we don't want to get into that again. But I definitely see a stoppage, and I'm gonna say it's gonna happen round 7. That stoppage.
I was listening to I think Chris Algieri's podcast. I don't know. I was listening to breakdowns of this fight, right? Because I like listening to other media personalities just like takes on these upcoming fights. And one of them was talking about, I think in his last 6 fights, Kambosos has won by split decision like 6 times. And it's just like, yeah, I can't see him getting a split decision with Loma. I think Loma would make it way too clear. Unless Loma starts like in round 7 or something, I just don't see him like.
Dude, he better not do the downloading the information bullshit. Like I don't want to hear that shit. Loma better start hot.
Yeah.
Get the fucking dude out, and that's it. No questions asked.
One thing about Kambosos' style tends to give him a better chance against southpaws.
Yeah, because he looked bad against Maxie Hughes, and that was a southpaw too. Yeah, he looked bad.
Maxie, babe. Yeah, but the thing is, with Lomachenko,
and Maxie Hughes isn't that good himself either.
Maxie Hughes is not. He's not a top tier fighter. He's above domestic level.
I would agree with that assessment because I mean, listen, this is a great way to assess where George Kambosos really is, and I've always felt George Kambosos was a C level to maybe like a B minus fighter.
High C level.
Tops. He has a ceiling, dude. I mean, he has a fucking ceiling. He hit the ceiling in the second round on the second fight with Haney when he made his adjustments and he trained his ass off for like 4 months just studying tape. And it only worked for 1 or 2 rounds. That was it. That was it.
Yeah.
Since the Teo fight, he's been absolutely horrible to watch. So fucking boring.
He's a slow starter himself. Not on the trigger. I think so.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, from the stare down, it does seem like he's genuinely hungry. I don't know. Maybe I read that wrong, but
that's every face-off.
No, but to me, it just seems different this time. To me, Kambosos seems hungry.
Well,
I think he's going to give his best.
You're always hungry. When you're trying to make weight,
he's his best, but it's how it translates into the ring. How can he translate his skills and what he needs to do? He could be hungry, but you could.
He doesn't have the skills, dude. He doesn't have the goods.
I think he had a Buster Douglas night. That 90-foot Teo, it was a Buster Douglas kind of night where he fought way beyond his ability.
Exactly.
That's exactly what happened.
That fight will always be that to me. That fight will always be a Buster Douglas night. That's it.
I said even before they fought that.
Teofimo just dropping the ball. That's also Teofimo not off a year plus layoff and not being able to make weight properly. Like, I don't know. That's the way I take everything into context.
And also, bro, and not taking the fight very seriously, obviously, because they had. Did you remember leading up to the fight how much bullshit the dad was getting into with Team Kambosos?
Kambosos' dad.
Gnarly,
the crazy.
You thought Teofimo Sr. was going to fight because it seemed like he was overshadowing his son the whole time, and the guy was just like so delusional, talking about the tree of life and all this fucking bullshit philosophy that he doesn't even know how to read. It's like, fuck, what are you talking about, bro?
Put it this way: if they made Jojo Diaz versus Kambosos, I would probably pick Jojo Diaz.
I would pick Jojo Diaz too, bro.
Nah, I think I'd pick.
JoJo's done. I think JoJo's done now. But yeah, man, he fought way beyond his abilities in that fight. It's like
sending dick pics to minors. So I don't know. So
dude, once he knocked Teofimo down, it's like he gained this weird confidence, this weird mojo, and everything he did was working. I'm like, but ever since then,
it wasn't working. It wasn't working.
Not all the time. Not all the time. But what he did
was a close fight.
During the fight. It was during the fight. Yes, during the fight.
Oh yeah. He was pot shotting.
Yeah, during the fight. Yes, you're right.
He's kind of similar to Devin Haney. Devin Haney can't really throw combinations really well. He pot shots a lot.
Yeah, he does.
On that night, he reminded me of Prince Nassim. The way he was just, like switching, and he was on the outside, and he was springing in, and he was catching him with everything. He was fast. But he hasn't done anything like that recently. He's fucking. He can't pull the trigger.
I always
said he had a compromised fighter in front of him.
I always said that Haney fight when he was pot shotting Loma in the gut. People were making a big deal of it. No, what about the body shot? Well, what about the body shot? And those same guys were the guys that said Canelo lost because he was landing body shots on Lara. So it's just like you got to pick like which one you want here, you guys. That wasn't even close. It was more of a fight where this guy came in, landed combinations, and got out. You play back the Loma and Haney fight. You see like 7 punch combinations with 5 punches landing, and then you see Haney pot shotting almost the entire night, just pot shotting.
The two things that those fights have in common is that they were shitty fights. They were not fun to watch.
Yeah,
not at all.
They were not good.
Which one?
The problem with George is that he took a lot of right hands in the second fight. The jab, he took a lot of jabs. That's okay, but he took a lot of right hands in the second fight. So that's probably what fucked him up.
He was trying to do something different though in the second fight. I mean, he realized whatever he did in the first fight, it didn't fucking work.
That's the problem. He took power shots repeatedly, so that's what fucked him up. He can't probably go back to what he was.
Wait. He took power shots from who?
He took a lot of power shots, even though the pot shots, right hands in the second fight to Devin Haney.
From Haney? Yeah, but how hard are those power shots, dude? Because
he said he almost got knocked out. He said in the interview he almost got knocked out.
He was hitting him pretty hard, man. And by the way, also he's a small guy.
A bit of credit. He was 23 when he fought Kambosos. That's a young kid.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
We got in the chat, Jogador Joga says Kambosos has stamina and he's faster than Lomachenko, and Lomachenko's old. Okay.
Oh,
I mean, maybe.
I think Loma's fast, but his feet are faster. Kambosos probably has faster hands, but Loma's got some of the fastest feet I've ever seen in a boxing ring.
And the timing's still there.
Loma has to stop him. Loma has to stop him, my fan. I just need to stop him. I don't know.
He needs to make a statement that he's still.
Loma needs to whitewash him.
Loma's not going to be crazy outsized. Like
Loma needs to dominate him.
I agree with whoever said that Loma has to stop him, because people forget that he had a controversial decision against Maxie Hughes, and Maxie Hughes was stopped against Zepeda.
And the problem here is, like, you're in Australia too, and I'm not saying that they tried to rob Haney or anything. Those were like really decisive wins, but I don't know. I always say, if you're fighting somewhere else and you're the away fighter and you're the favorite, some fuckery might happen. So
a lot of robberies.
Rob them.
A lot of robberies
happen in Australia. That would just be a fucking that would be just a useless career, almost like a slap in the face.
I don't know about that robbery stuff, because sometimes I think people are too sensitive about that. I remember watching the Tim Tszyu fight against Tony Harrison, and they were just kind of giving him rounds, giving Tony Harrison rounds. I'm like,
that was a fair shake.
Yeah, I think Tony Harrison.
I thought Tim won that fight decisively. I thought they were giving Tony some pity rounds. If you ask me, I thought Tim won decisively after the first round.
Yeah, me too. I thought the same thing. I thought Tony was getting pity rounds.
Don't get me wrong. I can picture like a weird, funky draw when Loma's going to box his fucking face off for like 12 rounds. I can picture that.
I can picture one judge calling it a draw, like if it goes the distance. Like, I could picture something like that, and I just hope they don't try to do that with him. That's all.
Australia is like a really like gambling is such a big part of their culture that you need to consider that, just like in Vegas, when you, like, for example, Canelo versus Floyd, the 114, that means that anyone that had a bet on a Floyd UD didn't get paid. They lost their money.
That's fucked.
No, that's called, oh well, that happens.
Yeah.
I don't think, man, Kambosos just doesn't even, he isn't active enough for me to be like, yeah, he could beat Loma in a robbery decision.
He's a weird fighter to me. Ever since that Devin fight, it's like he's weird now. He doesn't throw enough, but he's fast. He's fast, but
He
he
just wasn't very good. He wasn't very good. He's a bust. He's a one-hit wonder.
He was never good.
This is a layup for Loma. If Loma loses, it'll really stain his legacy. But this is a layup. This is to get Loma a payday.
Yeah.
The Top Rank really favors Lomachenko. He needs to look impressive.
Man, he was too boring for the Aussie public. They dropped him. He was having to fight in the UK.
I don't know if Barbarian favors Lomachenko. I'll be honest with you.
Well, recognize somebody said that the rumor is that Bob Arum's plan is to have Lomachenko fight Shakur, right? So
right, yeah, of course.
That makes sense.
Lomachenko is a mile ahead of Kambosos. I don't even know why you think it could be an actual fight.
Yeah, the H factor is coming up. A lot of people are bringing up the H factor, though. Frank, what do you think about that?
The H, well, yeah, it's always a factor. But look, Lomachenko cannot lose this fight. I mean, if he loses this somehow, some way, what would that say about him and his legacy? I mean, that would be.
It'd tell you that he's done. His legacy is protected, but yeah, if he lost to Kambosos, he'd be finished.
Basically, yeah. That's basically
no, I think we agree on that, guys. No,
he can't
compete at that high level. Definitely be tainted. He would not be because people.
No, it's over. It's not even tainted.
An all-time great.
It's over.
I think it's over. His second pro fight. No, Loma's legacy is safe.
No, losing to Kambosos.
Yeah, that's a little too far off. That's a little drop too much.
But
and he was at the top. He was at the top for a long time.
Yeah, he was, but
I mean, he'll go into the Hall of Fame, but
yeah,
what I want to see happen. I want to see Loma beat Shakur. I don't think Loma should take the Shakur fight because Bob Arum said that's the fight he wants to make. That's what he said. He wants to make.
Fight.
Go what?
I would feel like I don't know. I don't want to see that fight. That's just I don't know, man. I don't want to see Shakur fight. Loma.
I don't think Lomachenko. I think he should probably go to Navarrete. Because if he wins, Williams Zepeda is mandatory for Lomachenko. But then you have Loma and Navarrete or Shakur. Now, if I was Loma, I'd be like, fuck that guy. They're gonna rob me. This guy's twice my size. But what I would want to see is Lomachenko beat Shakur, and I think he would solidify himself as an all-time great. Like that would be a legendary win for a guy like Lomachenko.
But I think he should fight if he beats when he beats Kambosos. I think he should fight Navarrete and then retire.
Now, if I could wave a wand, for me, the most interesting matchup would be Loma versus Usyk Cruz at 140. That to me, that wets my whistle.
No.
I think that.
I think it makes common sense, but
yeah, that's true.
Loma schools him.
Well, I don't even think Cruz is a 140 pounder.
I think it's really interesting.
Yeah, I think he could work at 135 if he came back down.
Yeah, because I don't think. But I think he has a belt now, doesn't he? Isaac Cruz, no?
Yeah, but he's gonna vacate that to fight Gervonta if they give him the chance.
No, for sure. But I'm saying because he's not a 140 pounder. He's 5'4". Okay, he beat this guy. What's his name again? Rolly.
Rolly is.
If he fights Matias, it's a different fucking story, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's gonna be horrible. Rolly is the industry plant. They robbed that guy.
Belt as well. That's the WBA super lightweight belt. It's like a real world title. It's
yeah, it is a real world title, but Rolly's not a real world champion. The way they stopped that fight was ridiculous, and he was losing that fight.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
No, he was totally losing that fight.
He
was getting close to getting knocked out, in my opinion, because the homeboy hurt him.
Yeah, I agree with that.
The mummy hurt him, bro.
I agree with that, Madrazos.
I can think of a rematch if you want to hear this one.
A rematch with who? With Mummy?
That is crazy talk. What are you talking about?
But I'm serious. I think Rolly should retire. He's not looking good. He's like he
He
don't
never
look
looked
good
good though.
But he's getting
Never looked
seriously
good.
hurt now. He's getting
I don't think he should retire. There's a lot of guys he can be fighting at 140 to make some money.
Dude, listen. I agree. I don't totally
He's entertaining, dude. He's
boxing, and he can't even box.
Yeah, but he's entertaining inside the ring and outside the ring.
Yeah,
he's got a smart mouth. I'll give him that.
Yeah, and another thing I'll say to this too. I learned my lesson from fighters that are not great that got beat. I don't think most of them should retire because they can do the circuit in Saudi Arabia and do like fantasy fights. Like if you had a video game and you were like, ooh, what if Wilder fought Zhilei Zhang, or what if Wilder fought fucking Daniel Dubois? Those fantasy fights are going to happen, and they're kind of like cool fights to watch. I would love to see fucking Rolly and Usyk Cruz, or Rolly and I'm sorry, not Usyk Cruz, Matias, or Rolly and Brian Garcia. Those would be fun fights because they hit hard, and someone's gonna get wobbled, and someone's gonna go down.
You want Rolly to die. You want Rolly to die. For real, Matias?
Rolly to die. Well, dude, wouldn't it be fun just to see that guy get sparked out and talk shit? It's just those are.
Well, yeah, it kind of is funny. I ain't gonna lie, because he does his own little thing.
That's just like when Wilder got his ass kicked. I was hoping he was gonna go down. He didn't go down, but it was still entertaining to see Wilder get demolished.
I can't believe he stood up for the whole 12.
I fucking. You know what? Yeah, big credit to him. But with Zhang, is going to be a different story. Zhang's going to be a sitting target, sure, but I think he's going to be able to absorb those punches. And if he lands on Wilder's chin, ooh.
If he goes past 4, Zhang's going to get him.
Those legs,
100%,
dude,
I'm certain of that.
Those legs can't hold up any weight. If Zhang starts putting his weight on Wilder, fuck, dude, he's going to goodbye ACL. Like, those fucking legs are fucking chicken strings, dude. They're not even chicken feet. They're just little strings. It's weird. It looks like he's had a degenerative disease with muscle disease. It does. Look at his fucking legs, bro. They look weird. It's like basketball players have more girth on their legs than this guy, dude.
Hey, Madrazo, they showed a close up of him in his corner against Parker. He looks so like he was shrinking. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, exactly, dude. He needs to start working out and lifting or something. What's his name had him on a good regimen of working out. He gained some muscle, but he's got to fucking rip squats or something, bro. He's got to do something.
One thing I'll say about Wilder, I think first 4 rounds, I think he's got a good shot because he's fast.
Yeah. But that speed is also going away.
And he hits hard. The guy hits hard. My bet for the fight is I'll put $50 on. I'll say bucks for you guys. I'm English, but I'll say bucks for you guys. $50 round 1 to 4 for Wilder, and then $100 Zhang.
After that, yeah. I would bet the house on Zhang, really.
But people are saying if it goes 5-6 rounds, forget about Zhang getting a knockout because this guy is not the same after 6 rounds. And we saw it against Joseph Parker. We saw it against the Croatian guy.
But didn't he drop Parker? He dropped Parker not 5 times, maybe 3 times during the fight.
Early on. No, was it early on?
No, he carried it on through later on, didn't he?
I think he got Joyce out in the 5th or the 6th, maybe.
Yeah, but after that, that's the thing, though. He's over 40, and he's heavy as fuck.
But he dropped Parker. He dropped Joseph Parker like 3 times in that fight at least, and one of those at least was in the later rounds too.
How did he lose the fight then?
He got robbed from the Hrgovic fight. He definitely got robbed.
That was a close one.
Yes, he did. I remember that fight. Yeah, he did. He totally got robbed in that fight.
I mean,
he was supposed to be the next big thing, and all this shit. People were afraid to fight him, and I was just like, "This is the guy. This is the guy everyone's afraid to fight." The same thing with
Hrgovic's manager. I'd tell him to cut weight and fight Jai Opataya. He's not big enough to be a heavyweight.
I don't think he's a good mover.
No.
How's he going to move? Jai Opataya moves. He's got power and speed. It's a mover.
The money's in the heavyweight division.
Yeah. You know who else? Gabriel Ramirez wants to go to the heavyweight. You heard that?
What?
Okay,
yeah, he wants to go to the heavyweight.
He's always
heavyweight. Yeah, he's always said he wants to fight Anthony Joshua.
Oh,
Zurdo. You're talking about Zurdo
Zurdo.
Ramirez, like the guy that fought fucking Bivol.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow,
The
this guy's a
heavyweight?
mess.
What the fuck is wrong with that dude? He just had a nice. He just barely looked good for the first time in his career in his last fight as a cruiserweight.
Later fight Opetaya.
Exactly.
That's the part I want to see. That's the part I want to see. But he says he wants to fight Anthony Joshua, so he's going to move up to heavyweight.
That's a mismatch, though. If he fought Jay Opetaya would fucking knock his head off.
It's a pretty good business move. Let's be fair. How else is he going to stay relevant?
I mean, what are you going to do? Every time you step up to a good guy in your career, you just get shut down? I mean, I guess.
I think
he's not a guy.
I wanted to see him and Archer Benavidez, but he left Top Rank before it could happen.
I wanted to see Zurdo and Benavidez.
You wanted to watch Zurdo?
Yeah, that's a good fight. That's what they mentioned.
Benavidez could waste the guy.
Do you think Zurdo could absorb?
I don't think so.
Do you think Zurdo could absorb Benavidez's hits?
No, I was talking about Benavidez. I think Zurdo would absorb Benavidez's hits.
Zurdo's got a pretty good chin. He's got good defense.
Is Benavidez done after this injury?
He lost every single round with Bivol. He lost every single round with Bivol. He won no round. I think I gave him
he didn't win a round. But
I think at least
to be
three.
fair, Bivol is the best guy in the world, if you ask me.
He's a fencer, of course, exactly. I'm not surprised. Like I wasn't surprised.
Yeah, but yeah,
Is Benavidez's career over? That's the question.
No, someone told me that the meniscus tear isn't that bad. It's not that bad, but he can come back. So
on a 39, 40-year-old, it takes its toll even more.
Yeah, it's all circumstantial, but yeah, whoever just said that, I would have to agree with them.
Oh wait, Jimmy, are you there, Jimmy? I see he's Jimmy. No, he's not there.
Hey, is there any talk about Bivol getting a fresh opponent?
Yeah, I'm here, brother. Yeah, he's got another opponent. He's got an undefeated guy.
Finally. Well, nobody heard of the guy.
No one's heard of the guy. But I see him when I scroll through BoxRec. I see him here and there. But I never watched him. But yeah, he's got a replacement.
I was gonna ask Jimmy. Jimmy, somebody said that the injury that what's that called? The knee
meniscus.
Meniscus tear. It's not that bad, but it's not that bad. But still.
The meniscus is 3 months.
Well, you must be a young guy.
Say 30 years ago, that would almost guarantee you, take you out of the NFL. Like guy tore his meniscus, it was never the same. But 30 years ago. But today, they've made such advancements with laser surgery for those that they literally in cleaning up and you're rehabbing it within 21 days. The problem is it's the time you have to take to rehab it, which is going to prolong for Benavidez. It is 40 years old. That has to go into it too. But it's nothing like it used to be. Back in the day, that was you were just never the same because they would have to literally open your whole knee up. Yeah, you have to open you up from the thigh to your shin and fucking now they just go into with lasers and they clean shit up. So it's nowhere near what it used to be.
Here's the tricky part, Jimmy. Where is he getting his procedure or surgery at?
I would hope that they would utilize, having Top Rank's money and just his connections.
I would say go
send
to
him
Europe.
to the best.
Yeah, go somewhere in Europe.
Yeah, whoever's got the, it's a small community. Orthopedic surgeons. They know who the best is, like the leading edge. I mean, there's great orthopedic surgeons. John Hopkins, there's some great ones in Boston. It just depends on who you're comfortable with. And I would go through and talk to a couple of people. Go with the people who have a great reputation and get you back the soonest.
Segue. Bivol's new opponent is Malik Zinad from Syria. Never even heard of the dude.
I've never heard of him, but I've seen him on BoxRec. I'll be scrolling in BoxRec, seeing who's coming up in the ranks, but I've never seen him fight.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that they had boxing in Syria.
Yeah, it's starting to go. It's combat sports is starting to hit there too. You know, they're starting to get some MMA fighters, some boxers, some guys want to qualify for the Olympics and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, he's probably got this like heavyweight.
Syria was when Colonel Gaddafi was getting his arse whooped by the public.
Well, that's Libya, right? I thought you said Syria.
Sorry, potato.
Was this the same guy? Because is it the same date? Is Bivol? Are they still fighting on the same date?
Same day.
Okay, so this was the guy they.
The card's
This was the. This is the card. This is the guy they must have already hired, because when they hire like headline something like this, they already have someone in place in case somebody, pulls out due to injury. So this is the guy, but they don't usually hire somebody great, because if you do that with somebody great who's going to want a lot of money, you're going to pay him most times for nothing.
But
so let's see if he took a serious.
I have a question. Is that still the main event at Vivo, or he's going to be downgraded? Because I was hearing that
he's still the main event, I believed. I think so.
Wow.
But my problem is
Turkey Al Sheikh tweet. Dmitry Bivol versus Malik Zinad has been confirmed for June 1st. This will be a separate event from the 5v5, but it will be included on the same pay-per-view and ticket purchase for 5v5. So I think they'll switch it up and they'll put
Zhang and Wilder
as the main event.
Yeah, that would make more sense.
But the crazy thing about that is for me is that they've been saying that Biv's been ducking them for forever, but the thing is he's always been getting injured. I'm like, I don't understand how you can even create a narrative. Dude's always getting injured, taking a year off, and coming back another year, get injured, fight, get injured again. It's been the same pattern from the past. 3 years.
The dude's 38 years old though.
I think he's 39. 39 now.
He's going to be 39 one year. He's already 39.
Yeah, he's 39. He's going to be 40 next year.
He's spent as much time injured as he has fighting.
I think Beterbiev is done, man. I think it's a wrap, bro. He's one of my favorite fighters.
I hope not.
I think it's.
I don't think it's a wrap.
I'm talking about MMA and boxing. This is a problem with boxing.
The problem is that if he
gets made, and then this happens.
If he gets better, he might lose a step, fight Bivol, and get washed.
Maybe I could see him lose.
They fight, and Beterbiev looks like Sergio Martinez when he fought Miguel Cotto.
Yes, it has a psychological effect on some athletes. They aren't the same because they're consciously thinking about it. Why I think that might not be a problem with Benavidez, because he's dealt with so many surgeries. This is like he's gone through it so many times. You would think that he's used to it by now.
Comes with the territory, right?
Exactly.
Maybe he should change. You're right, Jimmy. He should just change up his training, man. The guy does too much weightlifting.
I was thinking that.
He does way too much. I've been saying it for years. I've been saying it since back in 2016 when they were talking about him fighting Stevenson, the trafficker, Adonis Stevenson. But he blew out his elbow or his shoulder or something back then too. He was always getting hurt, always. But then you see his training video. He trains in a place that you can see his breath, so it's not very well heated, which is not a smart thing when you're lifting heavy weights. Should have that heat cranked up nice and moist, and like, damn, you don't really sweat. What's that?
That's every gym in Canada. No.
Oh. Yo, what? Someone in the chat said Frank gonna stop Tank. Yo, that is crazy.
I know. I just Gordo. I think he's not being serious.
I would
have rather have Frank fight Stevenson.
Tank's the ultimate cherry picker. Anybody believing, they made a career of cherry picking.
I just think that he needs more experience. That's all.
Yeah, he does. That's what it needs more experience.
I like Frank Martin. He just needs more experience.
Frank Martin needs more experience. Well, who's gonna buy the pay-per-view?
Frank Martin needs more experience. I agree with Frank, dude, because Frank Martin got to give a decision against a random.
They're not going to break 5 figures with that pay-per-view.
No.
You didn't know Benavidez on the undercard?
Oh, but they have Benavidez. They have the great Benavidez. He has a big fan base behind him.
Wait, one second. Frank Martin is plus 550, same odds as Garcia. To me, that's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, Frank. I still think Frank is talented, but he just doesn't have enough fights.
I don't think he's that talented, to be honest.
So, he also makes sense for you?
I mean,
to me, he's in the 8s and the 9s.
All right, listen. How's this? Anybody buying that fight?
No.
What fight? Versus whoever?
No, Tank Davis.
Hank and Frank.
Hank and Frank Martin.
Yeah, Gervonta Davis versus the hype job.
No.
They should everybody's gonna watch it. I mean, even if you have Benavidez in the undercard, it's not attractive. It's not. I don't care. Seriously.
Well, what's crazy to me is that the the co-feature is actually the better fight.
Benavidez. It's intriguing
Yeah,
because
that's a better
Benavidez
fight
is
to
moving
me.
up in weight. It's moving up in weight, so there's some sort of intrigue.
Well,
I agree.
well, Bucho, he's moving back to that weight.
He's moving back to that weight.
Yeah. Go check his resume. You'll see that he's going back to that weight. He was ranked at 175 since 2020. This is a fact.
What?
Yes.
What?
He was ranked in 2020. He was ranked at 175 from the WBC. And I'm not lying. Don't take my word for it. Go research and you're gonna find out, and you're gonna be like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, because he blew weight. He blew weight, and they moved him up.
That's exactly why, because he blew the weight.
You
see that? You see that with prospects. They don't need to make weight when they're like 6-0, 7-0. That's because
that's what I was gonna say. I remember Keith Thurman was fighting at 154. Remember Keith Thurman was fighting at 154, and then he moved. He established himself at 147. But
Ben's been taking fights at 154.
What?
I think I think Conor Ben and Ryan should fight. That'd be a good fight.
Hold on, right? This dude just called it on point. In his second fight, Benavidez weighed in at 180.
You see? And people say I'm a Canelo fan, but I just state facts, and they don't like the way the fact sounds.
His second fight, okay.
Benavidez does belong at 175 though, but man, when that guy is on the scale, I'm scared he's gonna die.
That's called determination.
Determination.
Yeah, you call it determination. I call it weight bullying, Bucho. But I mean,
yeah, it's hard.
So it's gonna be interesting though. I can't. It's been 3 hours. I've been on this live chat. It took me 3 hours for me to have to call this bullshit out. Weight bullying does not exist. If you get on that scale and you make that weight bullying is a fucking myth.
You're absolutely right. Weight bullying's a myth. I want to see AJ and Gervonta Davis go at it now.
Well, no, he doesn't mean like that, but he means like if you make, as long as you make the weight. But I get what you're saying. There's some bigger guys. Some divisions have bigger guys. Some guys are smaller, but if you make the weight, then the fight should be sanctioned.
Well, you left the part out where they dehydrate themselves to make the weight.
That's a major problem in all combat sports. If you want to be fair about weight divisions, then you should be weight an hour before the fight to make sure you are that weight, not that you get a whole fucking day to get 30, 40 pounds heavier.
Well said, Zero. I totally agree with you.
I'm going to try and be a little bit more nuanced than normal. So let's take Floyd, for example. Like, that guy only had to cut 4 or 5 pounds to fight at welterweight. So there's a sacrifice when you cut 10, 15, 20 pounds. And Floyd, he didn't have to make that sacrifice. So it's pros and cons. Now, if you're going to cut 20 pounds the day before you have a fight, there's a price to pay for that shit. So
yeah, how does a human being cut 20 pounds?
It's actually pretty easy.
Naturally.
Give me 16 hours. No, give me 16 hours, some Epsom salt, and let me be in charge of your diet for like 2 days, and you could put 20 pounds right now. It's all water. The human body is 65% water. You can draw that shit out. It's not that complex. It's pretty simple.
Will you be healthy? Will you be healthy fight night?
It's it's going to be
if you have enough time. If you have enough time between the weigh-in and the fight night, yeah, you could be healthy. But the problem is, they should be weighing them a few hours before the fight to make it fair.
Nope. Too many people died that way.
Yeah, because you lose.
No, because then they'll put people on their actual weight class.
The guys at MMA, they cut like 30 to 40 pounds.
Yeah, man, that's a big problem. It's a big problem in all fight sports. Those guys even worse than boxers.
Arturo Gatti was the first guy I watched. I'm sure he's not the first guy who's ever done it, but he was the first guy I seen with my own eyes. Like, I think he had a fight with Joey Gamache at 140. And he put on like 20 pounds overnight, and he fucking killed him. He almost killed him, bro. Because Joey Gamache went in there, like, probably gained maybe 7 pounds. This guy came in, so let's say.
Remember the combination? He was like 1, 2, 3, 4.
Shit. It was like, what? He almost killed him, bro. Like, that's how hard he fucking hit him. It was insane. I mean, Joey Gamache was not that much, but still, like, I'm sure he probably said to himself, damn, what hit me? Like, am I fighting a middleweight?
So can we agree? Maybe some guys are better at doing that, at cutting the weight, and that gives them an advantage. Can we say that?
Yeah, that definitely gives them an advantage. That's why they do it. Otherwise, they wouldn't be doing it. They do an advantage.
Is that a weight bully? Then you're different.
Yeah, that is a weight bully.
Like, I don't think Devin would have the same success at higher weights, man.
It depends on how you. If you take it off properly.
He's a weight bully. He signed a deal and he didn't meet his obligation.
And he didn't pay Devin his money.
Yeah, but they renegotiated, and Haney accepted the renegotiation.
Yeah, if Haney had a problem with it, he'd been like, nah.
Do you really think that Garcia didn't walk into that ring with a big advantage? He just popped for 2 substances, and he didn't make.
No, first of all,
you're making it. Yeah,
what are you talking about?
You're racist.
2 substances that didn't even help him. Come on.
Wait.
You're making it seem like Haney's not gonna blow up in weight.
Yeah, first of all, Haney is not as clean as you people make him out to be. First of all, he works with Snack. They are legal. Hold on. Let me finish, bro. Let me finish. There are legal performance-enhancing drugs that are just as effective as the ones that are on the ban list. So, how much you want to make a bet? He takes at the very least, he takes legal PEDs. What do you guys say about that?
Have you ever come across Osterine? Have you ever taken it?
No, I've never taken Osterine.
What about Sonny Edwards when he was roasting?
Creatine. I've taken creatine, and I can tell you right now,
creatine's food. It's a food.
Bro, listen to me. I've taken creatine. Listen to what I'm saying. I've taken creatine, and it's given me great results. Is
creatine banned?
Yes.
Did you listen to what I said?
Yes, it is banned. There's a chemical compound that bans it.
Hold on. I said that there are legal PEDs that are just as good as the illegal ones.
Nonsense.
Victor Conti said so. Go look up Joe Rogan podcast.
I mean, good nutrition is good nutrition, but creatine is a food supplement. It's in.
Okay, listen. I'm not arguing with you whether it's a food substance or not. But the fact is that a lot of people, including myself, could say, "Man, with creatine, I work out better."
There's probably not a single athlete who's a pro
that doesn't use creatine.
That doesn't use creatine. Creatine is just food. It's a food supplement. It's an amino acid.
You can vouch that no boxer doesn't use creatine. How would you know that?
Well, creatine.
I'm pretty sure creatine's on the ban list, though.
No, I'm not arguing whether it's on a ban list or not. I'm not. Listen. I'm not arguing. I'm saying that Victor Conti has said that there are PEDs that are legal. Listen to what I'm saying. That are legal. That are just as good as some that are on the banned list.
Sure, caffeine. That's a good example.
Okay, yeah, he said
everyone's got the right to a coffee and everyone's got the right to creatine. You don't have the right to ostarine and nandrolone. These are filthy compounds.
Do you know that
these were small doses. The doses were so small that he couldn't benefit from it.
First of all, did you know that the head of USADA...
I broke that down last time on the call.
The head of USADA came out with a public announcement saying, a warning to all athletes that be careful with certain supplements because they have ostarine in it and it's not listed.
Contamination, yeah.
That's true. No, ostarine has definitely been caught up in some contamination issues, and especially in the UFC, guys that have popped for ostarine, some of them have had really light sentences, like 3-month bans, 6-month bans.
Well, I think
they found 6 nanograms. They found 6 nanograms.
Nandrolone.
Guys, one at a time. First of all, guys,
negative. His B samples came back negative. They came back negative for that.
Right.
His B samples came back negative.
His B sample came back negative. Really?
Yes, for the steroid, the nanandrolone.
No, for nanandrolone only.
It's public, bro. It's public information. It's public information. Go look it up.
For the nanandrolone, it did come back negative, but ostarine, he still had it. You know, the small doses.
That's what I said, bro.
He has hold on. He has 6 nanograms of ostarine. So the limit is 0.1, and they're doing you can 60 times. It's only 6 nanograms.
What's an effective dose?
The thing is, but the thing is with ostarine,
no, that's not right.
You can't have any of it. You can't even have any nanograms.
Right, but what I'm trying to say to you is,
everyone's talking at the same time. Everybody's talking at the same time. We need to have some order here. Let Jimmy say something he hasn't talked that well. Let Jimmy go in.
I'll just make it real quick. Oestrogen, because it's quantifiable, it's not quantable, meaning it doesn't matter how much you have in you, you can't have even a speck, even a nanogram, because the thing is, it's not, if it's any cross-contamination, it's usually because some back alley chemist, because a lot of your steroids and a lot of stuff, even stuff that isn't illegal, that a backyard chemist, but somebody making it out of the house, and they make it to just be, has a license, but it's not made under quality control rooms. So what happens? They make a batch of ostarine, but they don't clean their stuff properly. So when they go and make something that's legal, like say creatine, which isn't on the ban list, you might have cross-contamination, meaning they might find it because the guy who made it didn't clean his utensils good enough. But the things like, all right, for instance, clenbuterol, you can have micro traces of it in your system, which would be consistent with food contamination. Ostarine, there's nothing you can take that should be in your system. There's no supplements, there's no food, that doesn't occur in a human body naturally. So that means it was either cross-contamination or was purposely taken. And if it's cross-contamination, he has to find the product that he took and have it sent out and,
okay, I'm gonna disagree with you a little bit. I'm gonna bring up something
exogenous, and
I'm gonna bring up something that the head of USADA was warning. He made a public announcement warning to all the athletes that use USADA for drug testing. He said, "Be careful with supplements." This is what he said. That have contamination of, and he was very specific, ostarine.
Well, like the guy said, like Jimmy said, he has to.
He said it very.
He has to find the thing that he took, and he's got to give it to the people so they can examine it. But if he doesn't, then he's still liable to be criticized and all the other stuff. But if he doesn't,
why?
If anything, the supplement company should be criticized.
Absolutely. I agree. But he's got to find the supplement that he took.
Do you know what a half-life is?
That's like if I apply for a job, right?
Yes.
And I go for a fucking urine test, and I don't smoke weed, but I ate something that has some fucking trace of weed in it. You know what I'm saying? And I got it from a store that didn't fucking warn me and tell me anything. It's not even in the Hold on. And I tested. Would I deserve to not get the job?
Can any of you do maths? He popped for 6 nanograms. All right. An Ostarine half-life is 24 hours, and an effective dose is 10 milligrams. So day 2, you've got 5 milligrams. Day 3, you've got 2.5. Day 4, you've got 1.25. Day 5, you've got 0.675. All right. After 6 weeks, it's going to be at the type of number of 6 nanos.
But you want to know something?
But it was only 3 to 4 weeks.
He tested negative. He tested negative on April the 3rd.
Ostarine? Did he?
No, it was Ostarine in April the 3rd. Are you listening to me, bro? Are you coming up with your own facts or something? Are you coming up with your own facts? Are you coming up with your own facts?
I'm taking your facts. You told me he tested with 6 nanograms.
He tested negative for everything.
For Ostarine?
No, not Ostarine. No. You're not listening. Bro, you're not listening. You're not listening. Bro, he did not test positive on April 3rd for Ostarine. He tested positive on April 19th and the 20th. What are you talking about? This is all out there. I'm wondering, where are you getting your information? Where are you getting it from?
You.
No. You just said that on April 3rd, he tested negative. He tested positive for Ostarine.
All right. Well, okay. If you're such a fucking smart ass, tell me what 1,000 nanograms makes.
Bro, what are you talking about? Did he test for 1,000 nanograms?
Is the same
on
as
April
what?
the 3rd? On April the 3rd?
1,000 nanograms is the same
on
as
April
what?
the 3rd. Did he test positive on April the 3rd?
What is 1,000 nanograms equal to?
Bro, listen, who cares what it is? I'm asking you. Why are you asking me? I asked you, did he test positive for 1,000 nanograms on April the 3rd? Did he, yes or no? You said yes before.
6 nanograms.
No, I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything. I didn't give you no measurement. I gave you
the micro.
Someone else said it. Someone else, yo, Dan. Someone else said it. I can't remember who.
I did not give you. I gave you 0 measurements. 0. Absolutely none. I said that on April 3rd, he did not test positive for anything at all. April 19th, he did. What part of that? Now, do you have other information that would say that on April 3rd, he actually did test positive for Ostarine? I'm willing to listen.
No, I don't, bro.
Okay. All right, then. So what I'm trying to say is, listen, who gives a fuck? What they're trying to do, they're trying to muddy this win to save Devin Haney, who has nothing. Devin Haney,
he didn't
Devin
make
Haney is Devin Haney.
That's a big.
I guarantee you, Devin Haney does not cut weight naturally without using some type of supplements. Absolutely, he does.
It'd be foolish to think Haney wasn't on steroids, bro.
No, but
how much is the weight the day of the night or the fight?
Haney looked really small in the ring.
No, he did not.
No, he didn't.
What?
No, he didn't.
You're even made a point of that both of them.
Have you ever seen Haney get his ass whooped like that before?
That doesn't matter.
Have you ever seen Haney fight someone his size?
Exactly. Have you ever seen Haney fight somebody his size?
No.
Like, it's pretty easy to,
I saw how it is Lomachenko, who's a major.
No, listen, if you saw him fight guys like,
I do see your point.
Listen, if you would have fought guys like
Regis Prograis.
If you would have fought guys bigger, let's say if Lomachenko was like naturally as big as Devin Haney. Just hear me out here, right? Let's say he was just as big as him. And like
he's not.
He
went over this. He's a natural 126.
No, I know that, but let's say he gave him the same fight. Let's say he's as big as him, and then he gives him a good fight. He gives Lomachenko a good fight, and then he fights Ryan Garcia, and then Ryan Garcia blows him out like that, same size. Then I would say, yeah, there's something wrong here because Ryan Garcia is not as good of a fighter as Lomachenko, right? But that's not the case. Loma's way smaller than Haney, and he couldn't hurt him. You know what I'm saying? He couldn't hurt him to the point the way Ryan Garcia could hurt him. And that's because Ryan Garcia is naturally his size.
Yeah, let's imagine that they just fought in a boxing gym and there was no making weight. I think Garcia beats him every time.
I agree.
But he missed weight. And everyone knows, anyone that's ever cut weight, including me, knows that those last 3 pounds are hell.
That he shouldn't have taken
well, Ryan also lost money. Ryan also lost money for missing weight.
the millions.
Hey, but
you'd have a leg to
I've got 2 legs to stand on.
Okay, Ryan Garcia was 3 pounds over, right?
You're upset now? You're mad now?
If he was 3 pounds over, and then fight night he only went up 10 pounds in total, so he only gained 7. And Danny came in 20 pounds heavier. Those 3 pounds weren't going to matter for shit.
5 pounds in the ring.
Haney was like 164, 165.
That's a big 140 pounder. But the thing is, are you guys telling me that Darren Haney wasn't 100%, even though he's fighting now at 140, and he's still struggling to make weight, and he's still going to be weak, he's still going to be weak the day of the fight? Then he shouldn't be at that weight division. Then, I mean, he's coming in weak.
He should be a 147. You see how fat he is when he's not fighting? He's fat. He's bloated.
Why is he at 140? Why is he doing at 140?
Yeah.
What's he doing at 140?
Because he can't crack and he can't take a hit. That's the problem with him.
I think Mario Barrios could beat Devin Haney.
No, if he catches him, he might knock him out. If he catches him in the right,
I think so too. I think Barrios beats Haney too.
Whoa, you lot are fucking mad.
What? I'm
not saying he's just good, but I'm telling you,
Haney's not that good, dude.
If he catches
Barrios
him,
is actually really good. He's got some good counter punches.
The problem, you know what's the problem with Devin Haney? What's the problem with Devin Haney? The problem with Devin Haney is when he gets hurt, he stays hurt too long. He stays hurt. You know what Nahar is? Right?
You know, American vibe.
When he stays hurt too long, what the fuck does that mean?
Yeah, it's like honestly, I remember. I'll give you two names. Aren't
you a combat fighter? Aren't you a combat fighter?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so you would know what being hurt too long means. That's like fucking common sense.
Let me give you two names: Trinidad and Marquez. They would get dropped, but they would get back up and they were fine. Then there was some more that who's like,
Knowing got hit so hard by Neri that he did a spin wheel. The guy got up and beat the shit out of Neri. That's having a good chin to me.
Yeah, I just want to make the argument why I think Barrios could be Haney, and the reason why I think the Ugas that Barrios beat will beat Haney. He's got a better jab than him. He's more elusive than him.
Haney is not as good as advertised. He's not. This is why
I agree.
They're trying to get him. They're trying to erase that L because with an L, there's no marketability in him. There's hardly any. That they got to get him back. That they got to take that loss out of his record, bro. Think about it. He's 31 as of right now. 31-1, 15 knockouts.
50% is a pretty good KO ratio.
Yeah, but you're not going to track. You're not going to track the tag rules with that.
What was Marco Antonio Barrera's?
At 50%, you're not a puncher.
It was pretty high, I think.
50%.
Well, yeah, but what I'm trying to say is that the casual is going to look at that and go like, well, I'm not interested in that, dude. Okay.
I'm not giving Haney credit where credit's due. Like he got dropped bad in that 7th round. That showed a lot of heart to get
for the referee.
I agree with Dante. That Haney has a lot of heart. I don't think that's something. Like I think everybody said, like, you know what, Haney has heart. You know, but other than that, when
let's be honest. If that referee was officiating properly, that fight would have been stopped in the 7th round. Let's be honest.
Yeah, good. Okay, I agree with that.
But Ryan also took it easy on the 12th round. The 12th round, Devin Haney didn't have nothing, but he was just making faces. Ryan was too busy making faces and stuff.
I think Ryan just got a little
fucking judges. One of the judges gave Haney the fight. Are you fucking crazy?
Yeah, that's crazy. But the thing is, that's why I was angry.
Haney beat Lomachenko. That's what Devin Haney beat Lomachenko with the judges. Let me just interrupt.
You always fight in the current era of boxing. You always fight the 12th round. You always try to win the 12th round if there's a 12th round.
Yeah, you gotta close the show. That's true. I'm famous with a super chat. Thank you for that. It says Devin Haney actually got a fan in Damka. Damka, are you a Devin Haney fan? Dan, are you a Devin Haney fan?
No, sir. No, I'm a boxing fan.
All right, there you have it. That's the answer.
I'll be honest. I'm not no fan of Haney. Like those type of boxers, I'm no fan of at all.
He's really fucking boring. I'm not a Haney fan whatsoever.
I'm not a fan of him or Shakur Stevenson. You know,
I'm not gonna call him a bomb. Just here's the thing: people are, he's a bomb. Okay, like, let's not go to extremes. You know,
Sorry, forgive me. I didn't say bum. I said boring.
No, not you. No, not you. I'm talking about you. I'm talking in general. Yeah, because some people are now claiming that Haney is a bomb, or you know.
No, I'm not saying he's a bomb. I would never say he's a bomb. What I would say is he's not. He's a hype job. He's not a top pound for pound fighter. He's not.
Definitely overinflated, and hasn't got the credibility that he pretended to have.
It reminds me of Devin Alexander.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. I don't know who said that, but I agree with you on that.
It reminds me of Devin Alexander, bro. He couldn't punch either, and was slick, I guess, and black and American.
But Devin beat some good. He beat Marco.
Yeah, he beat Marcos Maidana later, but he lost a bunch of fights previous to Marcos Maidana.
I thought we brought him.
Amir Khan whooped his ass. You're crazy.
Yeah, Amir Khan did. But that was after he lost his championships. After he lost both his championships.
That's when he lost to Timothy. He already had lost to Timothy Bradley. Remember,
that was a big fight. Remember, guys, that unification fight, it was pretty big. I mean, Devin Alexander was considered the top guy. I mean, he was.
But Devin kind of quit.
He's very similar to Devin Haney, bro. Very
similar.
Yeah,
exactly. No, that's true. Yeah, then after that, even in that fight, he looked like disappointing.
I thought he lost to Lucas Matisse. I thought Devin Alexander robbed Matisse.
I think if you wanted to be glass half full, you'd say Devin Haney was a little bit more like Andre Ward.
No, Andre Ward was better, bro. Andre Ward was better.
Really?
I'm not a Ward fan, but
I don't know. Even boring.
Not a Ward fan.
Andre Ward, you couldn't hit.
Devin Haney is a lot more closer to a hybrid of a bad Mayweather and a later Vitaly Klitschko. Because of the way he clinches too much, even more.
Vlad was a worse clincher than Vitaly.
Vlad,
hey, but Devin Haney didn't clinch that much against Lomachenko, though.
Against Lomachenko, he didn't clinch that. He didn't clinch that much, but he clinches a lot. He didn't need to clinch against George, but he had so many clinches it made me want to turn off the fight.
He clinched a lot.
That hook and hold, I hate it. Listen up. Don't get it twisted. I fucking don't like Devin Haney.
Yeah, me too. But I don't hate the guy. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying that
people are fucking retarded. Then fuck all you motherfuckers.
Wait, between a unification match between Janabek and Lara, who do you guys have?
Oh man,
easy.
I'd say it's close. I'd rather see Janabek fight Carlos Adames. Carlos Adames got some average.
I don't want to see Lara anymore.
Facts.
Carlos Adames.
But Lara is a champion, though, so.
Yeah, because he was with the PBC and he fought on the PBC once every 2 years?
Yeah, man.
How did he get that title again?
He got interim Triple G. He got the interim title and Triple G vacated his title, so he was elevated.
Yeah, what a champion that is.
Time for him to go.
Yeah, but if you want to unify the big undisputed, you still have to fight him.
Yeah.
Who cares about that? Fight someone else. Fight that Adames, like you said, the other dude.
Adames is a very good fight. I like Adames. He brings power, angles, attitude. Yeah, he's got the belt, and he's been trying to fight Charlo forever, but Suleiman's been protecting Charlo for way too long. But now that he had another crime, he's out of there. him and his brother, like we said before, I don't know where they're going to go next. You know, Charlo tried to get the IBF belt, but they rejected him. They or the WBA belt against the guy that Terrence is fighting, but they rejected him, and they said that he's still champion in recess, but they let Terrence fight him first.
Yeah, I found that funny.
Jermel still has a future, I guess, right? More of a future. I mean, this guy's
he's got a future if he can.
Nah, he don't got no future. His whole career was just weight bullying. The dude was the same size as fucking Bilal.
No, he's actually smaller than his brother. If you look at the pictures, he's smaller. Jamal is huge. Like you can see that the difference between them because he's like bigger arms, bigger everything.
He's fucking retired, Jamal. When was the last time Jamal Charlo got in the ring? 2 years?
He got in the ring
a few months ago against Benavidez, wasn't it? Against
Benavidez.
But that was horrible. You can't be fighting a guy who used to be a 140
not Jamal.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, Jamal fought Benavidez, the little brother.
Jose Benavidez.
Shit. Wow, I don't even remember.
Yeah, me either. I never watched
work
it.
At night.
Yeah, I never watched it either. But that's embarrassing that you fighting a former 140 pounder.
140. Who's the 140 pounder?
Jose used to be a 140 pounder before he moved up to a 147.
Ah, yes.
And Jose gave him a good fight.
That's bad. That's not a good thing. That's not a good thing.
Not a good thing.
With one leg.
Yeah, that's what they call it. One leg, Jose. But you know, they used to do that to make fun of Crawford all the time. But now, you know, they going easy on Jamal. I'm like, oh, he's just coming back. Oh,
at least Crawford stopped him, right? At least Crawford.
Yeah,
doesn't have any fans. Come on.
Yeah, but you're also forgetting that Matt Karabov didn't get his rematch.
Yeah, Matt Karabov didn't get his rematch, and you should. Yeah, and he brought up a Dennis Hogan. Remember that when he brought up Dennis Hogan?
He's a guy who probably made too much money early in his career that he just doesn't care no more.
Yeah, that's probably it.
Yeah.
Hey guys, in the chat, Steven says Ryan is trolling the LWC going after Spence Jr. And I don't know, I saw some rumors about Ryan versus Spence. I posted a poll like 2 weeks ago, and everybody's picking Spence. Most people. And they're saying that you're crazy if you pick Ryan Garcia.
That's a great fight for Ryan, then, because Ryan's going to win.
I like that fight.
If Ryan beats him, then it's like,
that's going to be crazy if Ryan beats him.
I think that's almost guaranteed, bro.
Spence ain't getting in the ring for less than $10 million, though.
Yeah.
You think after the beating,
say it, but
what the hell? You don't deserve that money. What?
No, but
Ryan probably gave him more, but he didn't want to fight him.
Even after the beating, you think he's gonna ask for $10 million?
I don't know, man. He might.
Better not.
Spence gonna ask for $10 million. Ryan?
It's crazy to say it, but I think Spence is the A side in that fight because
you're crazy. You're absolutely crazy.
Whoever brings him the money is the A side.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Ryan is obviously the A side.
There's a negotiation.
I know you're not in America.
Listen, hear me out. You think Spence is going to get in the ring with Ryan Garcia?
Nothing to hear out.
Spence is not. There's nothing to hear.
There's nothing to hear out.
Spence is not even the B side, dude. What are you talking about?
Nothing to hear
out.
No
way Spence is getting in that ring.
Spence is not the A side. He's not the B side.
Let him talk. Let him explain himself. Come on. Why is he the A side?
So, do you really think Errol Spence is going to take a fight with someone as dangerous as Ryan Garcia if he's getting paid less than Ryan Garcia?
Yeah.
He's probably going to get more than what he got versus Crawford.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well,
he's going to get paid less than Ryan, but more than when he got from Crawford.
That's
Dan
fair.
Macker? Is Dan Macker? Think about this, right? Remember when Spence was just harping like on this 60-40, 70-30 against Crawford, and it was like
he ended up taking the only 50-50. Maybe it's 50-50.
He ended up taking, right, but you know why, right? You know why? Because they'd offered him a ridiculous amount of money for both guys. He was like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, it was like
if you're gonna give me,
right?
Yeah, if you're gonna give me 20 mil and you're gonna give some other guy 20 mil too, then the argument's over. If I was thinking, let's just say, I'm thinking like 10 or 12 million, and then somebody's like, yo, we'll give you 20 million right now. What the fuck do you care what Crawford's going to get?
All right.
He's probably like, yeah, you're right.
I do see your point, but also, this is going to be Spencer's last payday.
No, I know what you mean. But you see, the thing is that, look, Ryan Garcia is becoming, I don't want to say, I hate that face of boxing bullshit, right? But he's, in terms of like attraction.
He's a star.
Yeah, he's becoming this huge
star power in boxing.
Yeah.
It's true.
So let's say they offer, I'm going to give you a number. Let's say they offer Spence $25 million. Does he really care that Garcia is going to get an upside with pay-per-view, another $50 million or whatever? He's not going to care. He's going to be like, whatever.
We're going to have to pay a really high premium for it to not be a PBC show, because they make that 360-degree money, you know? Like, Al Heyman's not going to take a deal where there's a chance that Garcia makes more money than him.
I mean, you may have a point there, but I think that if you left it up to Earl Spence, I think he'll be like, man.
He's on that nigga deal.
Yeah, but the problem is right now with the PBC, they don't have any money. They lost 3 more champions yesterday. 3 more fighters left yesterday. There's nothing there. They're gone. That Amazon deal is falling apart. He was on Ring IQ and Steve Kim. Ring IQ did a thing on it, and Steve Kim wrote about it. They've lost. Name them. Who do they have left? And if you look at this coming DAZN fight, it's all full of PBC fighters.
Yeah,
there is nothing anymore. Amazon has already pulled back. Remember the talk? There was supposed to be X amount of non-pay-per-view fights and a bunch of pay-per-view fights on Amazon.
Yeah, no,
that hasn't happened. They haven't even mentioned them. And there's a reason why they put on such a shitty pay-per-view. Their first one was a crappy pay-per-view. Heyman has no money. First off, he's not a promoter. He doesn't have to put up money. And I just want to remind you guys, the highest Spence ever received guaranteed money in his career was $2.75 million until he got $5 million against Crawford. So this $10 and $20 million is a fallacy.
I'm reading that he got $25 million.
$5 million?
Yeah, I thought it was
guaranteed $5.
He got $25 million, and his trainer.
He got his guarantee. The guarantee money. The rest was on back end. The rest would be back end money off pay per view. But the pay per view. No, I know. I'm just saying. You have to sell at least 500,000 pay per views before you start seeing back end money.
Right.
So so we would have got back money off 100,000 pay-per-views.
You got to pay right off the back.
The deal's not out there. No one knows what's going on.
For that money, right?
The deal, of course, the deal for what the guaranteed money they pay tax on. They have to produce. They that's a part of every contract. The fighter's purse is a part of every contract.
The UFC puts out a purse, and even like Conor McGregor, his purse is $2-3 million, and he's making 100. They have to state
that's the rest is that's all back end money or side deals or other shit they got going on. But guaranteed money is like what they know they're going to get for the fight. The rest is all dependent upon number of pay-per-views they sold. Yeah, and you can figure that out. Say I want 60% of the pay-per-view money. Yeah, it all depends on that and how that's written up. But where Spence just lost, he doesn't have that kind of bargaining power. He's coming off. Not only did he lose, you can lose, but he got fucking humiliated. What's that? Because they couldn't come up with the money. They couldn't come up with the money for the because like Heyman sat him down. I guarantee how this conversation went. Yeah, I know you want to do the rematch clause, but the big fight only sold 600,000. What do you think the interest of a rematch is going to be? I said. So Al said, what I'll do is give you another $3 million guaranteed because it's not going to get 5. So I'll give you 3, but you're not going to get anything off the back end because they ain't going to sell. So you're going to fight Crawford again for $3 million. And Spence said, yeah, nada. It ain't happening. See you later. That's why that fell apart.
I'd just freeze the guy out and take the step aside money because he's guaranteed a substantial paycheck to step aside. I'd just say yes. My name.
Well, he doesn't have to step aside now because he tendered a resignation to it. He signed it. He filed the paperwork saying I'm no longer pushing my rematch clause. I now walk away from it.
He waived his rights.
Yeah, I waived his rights for the rematch.
A guy that's really ready to get back in the ring. I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I hear he's still drinking like a fucking fish. He doesn't give a fuck. I think he's looking for a little more money, and then he's out.
Where he slurs his words. Dude's
a fucking alcoholic, man.
Fucking crazy, bro. It's like
he's not drinking just alcohol, Jimmy. He's on that lane.
Oh yeah, no, he's definitely got. He's mixing his fucking habits, no doubt about that. Because when he was at, you could tell he was hammered. I just saw someone recently. He was at a fucking club, and somebody was actually interviewing the guy he was with. Wasn't even interviewing him, and he was interrupting and talking, but he was all pepped up, right? But slurring his words. So normally you drink, you're like, do I, baby? But he was obviously doing rails in the back room doing fucking zingers. So he was all coked up and fucking hammered.
Yeah.
And listen, he didn't even deny that. In the interview, he said, I was drinking every weekend in everything. Even after the accident, I was getting drunk in everything. He kept adding in everything. What do you think that everything meant?
Hey, Jimmy, you sound like a fun guy to hang out with, right?
Right? No, exactly. See, the problem is when you become, like, even if it's niche famous in nightclubs and, in the area where he lives, he's not going out of pocket for drinks. In the local fucking snot dealers, Texas, when he's out there partying, those local fucking booger dealers, they're going to just like fucking want to hang out with Spence. If they know he's got a fucking, if he's cocked and he's like to doing rails, you got a dealer who wants to hang out with Spence, hey, I'll take care of you tonight, kid. Slipping them lines all night. So that's why they get out of control. Yeah, that's why they always, these guys, famous people get, like you always say, why do the fucking athletes and musicians always get addicted? They always get addicted because they don't have to pay for it like normal people. It's always so free in the beginning. It's still, it loses the fame,
Jimmy?
and now you have to pay for it. What's that?
What you're living out though, Jimmy, certain places actually pay celebrities to be there, believe it or not.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. No, absolutely. Yeah. That's what Paris Hilton made all her money from. Yeah, and Paris Hilton made all her money from getting paid to show up to clubs. Yeah. Yeah, she used to get $100,000 for being at a nightclub for 2 hours.
Yeah, imagine even the B-list celebrities get a few grand.
We pay celebrities all the time to show up to our club. That's standard.
I mean, they pay girls to show up at club. They give them free drinks and shit, so it looks like
it's like girls getting free and celebs.
Yeah,
they get. That's like what attracts all the all of that has to happen. It's like one person hears that some fucking celebrity is in there, goes around, and everybody's going to that club, especially the chicks. If it's a dude.
New York, dude, recognize New York is famous for that. A guy will open a fucking nightclub in in his district, right? It's illegal, but they hear. The word goes around that fucking Leo DiCaprio was there last night. Next thing you know, the line's out the door. And then on top of that, as a bouncer, you know this, I've gone into clubs where it's almost empty inside, but they got people lined up outside. So when people driving by, they see that. Right? Oh, and they're like, wow, look at the fuck place is up. And then you get in there like, what the fuck? Why are there lines? They deliberately keep people out.
I worked at a club, right? And for a couple of years, and I saw this shit. So they'll mislead, right? They'll be like, oh, I'll give you an example. 50 Cent is in, this is like early 2000s, right? So when he was popping. 50 Cent is at the club. No, it was like 50 Cent's fucking like bodyguard and his friends. It wasn't 50 Cent, he wasn't there. And the club gets packed.
It's just funny.
Yeah, it gets like packed like within like
it was 50 cents. It was 50 pesos.
Yeah, 50. They had a little midget in there. They were calling him 25 cents.
So it'd be 50 rupees.
Hey, they had a midget. They had a little black midget in there, and they were calling him 25 cents.
2-piece.
That was a beef line. There's I'm about $1. Who the fuck is 50 Cent? That was Ja Rule, I think.
Oh, Jay-Z.
My bad.
Yeah, Jay-Z got out of him. I mean, it was like
that guy is going in the Diddy direction sooner or later.
They all are.
Yeah, I think Jay-Z might be going in the Diddy direction.
No, of course.
Yeah, that's what I said. Man, I'm so happy that I've been a Cat Williams fan for like 20 years. He served that motherfucker.
Nah, man, I've never been a Cat fan, dude.
He's okay.
He's a race baiter, and like you can tell he has some prejudice towards Latinos, dude.
Yeah, he was saying some shit about
what really?
Yes, I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
Go.
He was in the news.
Yeah, go back and check. He said some slick shit. Just go back. Go back and.
I love his comedy. He's fucking hilarious.
I've seen his comedy.
I don't got one good joke about
Spanish people.
He tried to race bait in the Joe Rogan podcast. You guys remember that?
No, what he said.
You saw it recently, right?
Yeah, this was recently. Joe Rogan. I think who were they talking about? Oh, Joe Rogan asked him why certain African Americans drink, or not drink, should I say, smoke a certain brand of cigarettes, and he's over here trying to
menthols, yeah.
Yeah, menthols, and then he's like trying to say, oh, that's racist, and he's like, no, it's not really racist. I'm paraphrasing, obviously, but he brought up because you know how Joe Rogan's Italian descent. He's like, oh, why do Italians eat a lot of pizza? You know, it's like asking that.
Because we like it.
Was Cappy serious? Was Cappy serious saying that's racist?
Yes, and then he was serious. He was serious, dude. Don't cap for him.
Because that's bullshit, dude. Everybody knows. Listen, everybody knows blacks like menthol. Listen. The fact that the fucking government, remember, menthols were just made illegal. They were supposed to go at the end of this year. Why did they just overturn it? Because the Biden administration even said when they overturned it, part of the overturn, they said it was going to proportionally affect the African American community. He said like 80% of menthol buyers are black. So
any American that doesn't smoke Parliament is a fucking idiot. Those are the best cigarettes that have ever existed.
If you said to me, Puerto Rican's like rice and chicken, arroz con pollo, I'll be like, hey.
That's what Hopkins said, remember?
You're right. I know he did, but he's not lying. Of course we do. We know that shit.
Yeah, but that's not race baiting though. That's the thing.
It's like saying Italians talk with their hands. I mean, there's stereotypes that are true. Because the stereotypes, there's a reason.
No, Cools is a fact. This is established, just like fried chicken and watermelon.
It's like asking someone who's Mexican or Mexican descent, why do you eat so many tacos? Like, you know what I mean?
It's good.
They're amazing. They're fucking amazing. That's why.
Fucking great.
Trying to tell me I don't like fish and chips.
I eat arroz con pollo because that shit fucking tastes good if they cook it right.
My girl's like saying the British don't like fish and chips.
The French?
They do, right? That's good for them. I like it too.
My girl's from Brazil. It's all about the feijoada. Standard. Everyone's got a food they're proud of.
Oh, is she hot? Mm-hmm. Sorry for asking that. I don't mean that. Because Brazilians are hot.
Definitely hotter than I deserve.
So that means she's hot, for what you're saying, right? Like that's your way of saying like she's super hot.
I mean,
I'm playing. I'm messing around. Brazilians are fucking. Brazilians on average, like for me, like at least in my eyes, they're like fucking. They're just like above average. Most of them.
Do you know what?
They're all above average.
It's their attitude as well. These are marriage material, like right out the box.
Gotta go to Brazil.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm not surprised because it's a third world country, and you know you're comparing it to first world Western society females.
Third world country.
Yeah, that's where females know how to be a female. If you get the drift.
Yeah, it's changing now.
Guys, did you see what's going on in TikTok right now? Japanese women, because the East is laughing at us, like the West in general. Like, why is all the white countries saying we need diversity? The only country, you don't hear the Chinese, you don't hear anybody else, any other ethnic group doing it. So the Japanese are going the opposite end. They're actually putting out TikTok videos where the woman's waiting inside the apartment, nice apartment. This guy walks in, kicks off his socks. First she's there sitting at the door, she bows to him, right? Girl in her 20s, cute as fuck too, bows to him, picks up his socks, then follows him to the living room, his bedroom. He throws his shirt in the bed, she grabs that, runs to the laundry, then she runs around the other side of the apartment to meet him in the kitchen, and then stand in front of him and then crack his soda for him. So like it's the thing to showing who can be the best wife. And it's like, of course, it's driving the Western women crazy. They're all like, be a boss, bitch. Shut the fuck up with your bad eyelashes.
You know why Western women are getting upset about this? Because there's so many polls that show that they're the least desirable women.
Around the world, by the way.
60% of Western women right now are on some sort of mood stabilizer. Western women have never made more money, have never been more educated, and have never been more miserable in the history of mankind because they're going against their fucking biological drive, which is to reproduce children and fucking be a mother. And that's what's making them all crazy.
We're entering youth territory that we're entering some territory that might be, you know.
Oh no, dude, that's well, I know we're doing boxing, but that's not controversial.
You'd be surprised.
It is controversial, Jimmy. You could potentially get banned for that. For telling the truth, by the way.
It's not controversial.
It is controversial.
Time to shut the fuck up.
Yeah, but there's other channels that have been getting banned for it.
Well, it's usually when you're going against the trans. If you go against the trans or LGBT, that's when you definitely play with fire. But the same, no, and I'm just saying scientific, like because like they talk about it, it's getting worse. More women in college, more educated than ever.
I love LGBT. No,
women don't believe in gods. That's the real issue. It's not about them being British or Irish or American. It's the fact that they don't have religion.
Well, this is happening in first world Western societies. That's all the common. That's the common denominator right there.
And then
and they speak English because this is happening in Australia, this is happening in the UK, and it's happening in the US.
Yep,
yeah,
I just want Western fucking countries.
Serious danger in this country.
Of course, and then the same women are 45 years old on TikTok crying, making videos, wishing they had children because they know they're going to die alone.
Fucking hell, that's heavy.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. I think that women can do whatever they want. I think anybody.
I just want to say, in behalf of my
pussy bitch.
In behalf of the host, Bucho, I want to say that Bucho is no LGBT. He is part of the LGBT community.
We are pride. We are Bucho.
I support you. I support you.
Yeah, Bucho's just trying to protect the brand right now, to be honest.
Yeah, BDA Boxing is an ally. We are pride.
Yeah, we're diverse. Very diverse.
No. We love women's boxing and we love trans people.
Yes. Actually, I'm going to create a BDA logo with a rainbow flag on top of it for gay pride.
Women's soccer is my favorite.
Oh, yeah.
I love AI. I love AI.
The European women's club league, yeah.
Yeah, women's boxing is my favorite, too. They like to block with their face.
Why is there any other kind of soccer?
right now,
I thought all it was women's soccer. It's so great.
All right, you can just
I want to say, I'm ready to do a sit-in or some kind of hunger strike if they don't get paid the same as men.
Yeah, I'm pissed that Clarissa Shields is not number one.
The WNBA should be paid the same as the man too.
Yes, they do.
Ladies are athletic. That's an exciting thing to watch.
Listen, just because they go to do a fucking slam the ball and they completely miss and fall, that has nothing to do with gender. Or they throw the ball off each other, back each other's head. That's because their hair was in their eye.
They don't need to slam dunk. All right, guys. It's been almost 3 hours. So let's end the show, guys. We'll see you next time.
All right,
we gotta go,
guys. Thank you for letting me speak.
We gotta go.
Big love to you guys.
We gotta go. We gotta go.
Everybody.
All right, guys. Sorry about that. Because I was on my phone, I had to switch. Actually, I'm still on the. No, I'm off the call. Yeah. All right. Anyways. Yeah, it's been almost 3 hours. Gotta call it. I need my energy. So, okay, you know what? Next week we're gonna have multiple shows because we have one of the biggest fights in the last maybe 20 years. I mean, this is the unification fight for the heavyweight championship of the world. So we're gonna have a bunch of shows, and I hope you guys are ready. And have a good night.
Listos pelos chingazos. Listos pelos chingazos.
I'm going to bring the whole fucking diseased, corrupt temple down on your head. It's going to be better.